Well, hello, Twipters. Welcome all in. Thank you, Dishnet Out of the Park Developments, for bringing the crew over. We are here to party, to dance, to celebrate, to play some trivia, to do a bounty, to talk cards. Whew. Whew, I was up early this morning for the pre-hype show, and boy, yeah, it's a second coffee already, and it's only like 11:17 here in Alberta. Welcome all in, everyone. Good to see you in the chat. Ezra's here. Dark Horse is here. Hero Driver. Don't worry, Hero Driver, I don't have the sombrero on right now. I've got Cicero. I've got Wildcat Bandit, and many more ready to talk baseball reverence. Oh, Dwight Gooden, Ken Griffey Jr., Dave Steep. No, Dave Steep. No. But we have lots of good cards to talk about, and many that are going to fit theme teams, I think, all across the perfect team universe. I am Laptop Hound. If you've been watching, something like Just Chatting, maybe on Twitch, you like to watch the Just Chatting channels. Well, welcome all in. This is Out of the Park Baseball, where you can create your own little baseball universe. You can go to the forums. You can go to the main kind of target page, this one right here, if you're new to OOTP, and say, Lap, where do I get started? I'd say grab a coffee and get started right there, right on this site here. This is where you can find all the information you need to the forums, to the podcast, to purchasing the game, have your questions answered. Yes, Out of the Park Baseball 24, coming soon to a computer or a device near you, because yes, you can download it on the go, on the Android, on the Apple, whichever device you may use. Check it out, OOTP Go. All right, lots of things to talk about. Again, some giveaways coming up a little bit later. We will do the bounty. We will do the trivia, top and low. We're going to do the best and worst for trivia today. And of course, hopefully you guys have been getting involved in the Laptop Hound lower level leisure lounge daily, because not only can you qualify for PTCS, but you can also qualify to win some extra packs, 20 extra packs, if you are the monthly champion in this daily tournament that I was honored to have named after me, because it has all the lower cards. Yes, only bronze, only iron. Here you see kind of a tally of the leaderboard so far, and I have one fourth place finish in this tournament. So woohoo, a victory. I'm in the top 50. This is a 64 team tournament, a high diamond choice pack for the winner, a low diamond choice pack for second place. Third and fourth get a gold choice pack. And then there's, all the other packs that come with it. All you have to do is win a round and you're a winner. You get at least standard packs if you win at least one round. So get involved every day into the Laptop Hound lower level leisure lounge daily tournament and have a chance to win some extra packs at the end of December and at the end of January, just for participating. See some familiar names here. I see EVC finished third in once. I see Andy from Sheffield finished second. There's Isa Doffel that finished second in one. Who else do we got? We got our reigning perfect team champion, Rojo from Vancouver, finished first and second. Ezra Denny finished third in one a couple days ago. So yeah, good to see some familiar names here. Again, it fires off around 11:30 Eastern. It fills up usually by about midnight. Every night I'm noticing it kind of fills up. So yeah, get involved. And right now, here is our leaderboard. The Dodgers with 11 points. The Pittons with 8. Mounties with 7. And where is Lap? Lap currently is in 31st place with his one lonely point on the leaderboard. So yeah, try it out. Get involved. Again, it's only bronze, only iron. It does have the LE for the iron and bronze in there. So feel free to get it out. We will be doing an imperfect draft. We will be doing some trivia. So let's get right to it. Let's introduce the co-host for the HAWC Report. Welcome in, Warbot Charles. How you doing?
Hey, thanks for having me. Well, I see you got the Flyers intro, but I do think we have to recognize the team on the longest winning streak in the NHL. We'll give that as our teaser trivia question for everybody in chat today.
Oh, I missed that because the horn was going off. What was that?
I was saying, well, give us the, as much as I like the Flyers thing, I think we.
Oh, I missed that. Can you? The horn was going off. Can you repeat that? All right. In all seriousness now, because this is a serious stream. What do you got for us?
No, I was just gonna say, maybe the teaser trivia question could be the team on the longest current winning streak in the NHL. You might not know this one.
I think it's 8 games now after the defeat of, I think, the Chicago Blackhawks. Tonight they play Tampa Bay, which could put that streak in jeopardy. But the Edmonton Oilers, 8 games in a row.
Yep.
Finally on track. Mind you, Philadelphia is playing pretty good as well. If you don't know, Warbot Charles is currently an American working in Denmark in the Copenhagen area, doing some work there, I believe, with the university. So if you're new to the stream, we've got someone from across the pond today. So right now it is probably close to 7:30 your time?
Yeah,
at night?
that.
Yeah. So about 7:30 p.m. So working on different time zones, a little early for me, a little late for Charles here. But Charles, people are itching. They want to get into this imperfect draft, but you've got to explain it first of all.
All right. So this one I think is going to be one of the toughest we've ever done. We tried this once a couple weeks ago, and it was a lot of fun, though. The rules are really simple. You're only allowed to pick pitchers. This is a pitcher-dominated league. Your roster is going to have 26 pitchers. So there are a few things that we can kind of give you as a hint that we picked up when we tried this the first time.
No hints. So we want to win this one, Charles. No hints.
No hints.
No hints. Come on. This is one that we targeted to win because it is so imperfect that we're likely to win it because we are imperfect. So all pitchers on the card, they can be 2 ways. That's fine. But on the card, it has to say starter or reliever. So you can't take a second baseman that pitches, or you can't take a third baseman that pitches if it says that on the card. It has to say starter or reliever on your card. And if you get around without pitchers, you got to bench them. That's the luck of the draw. It is ID 661. 10 packs on the line, 5 if you knock us out by taking the deal, and 5 if you win the tournament and you have taken the deal. No one was entered. We were at 0. So everyone from this stream can get into, or we can fill it up.
This is an important one to take the deal. If you don't take the deal, you will definitely be noticed for not taking the deal on stream.
Oh, tomorrow on Charles' stream, he is going to spend at least an hour on anyone that does not take the deal. Like, believe me, you just extended his stream tomorrow. So please take the deal.
But I think there are a couple of hints that we can give people just to kind of think about. One, of course, is 2-way players are good. As long as it says pitcher, if it's a pitcher that, can play a position, that's great. Another is that a lot of the live cards actually turn out to be able to kind of randomly play positions. So this is a draft where you actually will get interested in some of the live cards. And we'll see this when we try drafting it.
All right. Well, we've got it up here. It looks like we're full. And yeah, these imperfect and deal or no deal drafts, we're having a lot of fun with them. I have fun with them on my stream. You have fun with them on your streams. They're fun. It allows us to play the game.
If Dishnet didn't get in, because it would have been fun to have Dish in, is there time for him to jump on and join us? We could try a 3-person booth for our draft. Is there a way to let him in here?
I know he said he had to go to lunch, so I don't want to put any pressure on Dish, but Dish is more than welcome. I can send him a link if he does want to come in. But yeah, he's got to go eat some lunch.
All right, that's fair. I know he just finished a stream. I know what that's like. You get out stream, it's like gotta go. Yeah.
Yes. But if he is around a little bit, he can shout out in the chat, and we will definitely, possibly, maybe listen to him with his suggestions. So here we go. We got our first round here. Chat, put who was your perfect player that you drafted? Because we've got two choices here.
All right. Well, I think the first question we got to ask is, can either of them actually hit?
Oh, look at these people bragging already. Oh, I got Bill Foster. Oh,
Bill Foster is pretty good.
it can be a reliever or a starter, Teddy O. Yep. As long as on the card it says pitcher of one way, shape, or form.
Yeah, basically, this is the pitcher's dream, where pitchers get to do all the hitting.
Yep.
Um,
Jimmy John's. What's Jimmy John's? Is that pizza? We don't have. I don't think we have Jimmy John's up in Canada.
That's like a sandwiches thing, but I'm gonna see now. I get to embarrass myself with my lack of America. I thought that was like a Subway type thing, like a sandwich place.
Okay. Yeah. Confirmed. Dish confirmed. Enjoy your Jimmy John's. Yeah. We don't have that. We have Subway. We have Mr. Sub. We have Quiznos. I don't know if Quiznos is in America. And then we have a lot of wraps and just, independent sandwich places, but no Jimmy John's. All right. Well, let's stop getting distracted. We only have 18
I think,
minutes.
Billy Wagner's a really good pitcher. And I am not worried about taking relievers early, because if we've got 26 pitchers on the staff, one thing that is not going to happen is we are not going to run out of arms.
Do we want to look at how they can hit, though? Like,
definitely want to look at how they can hit. And I'm actually a little surprised here. I would have thought that Kenley might have picked up some hitting ratings, because he used to be a catcher, I'm pretty sure. So I would have thought he could hit a bit, but at least with these hitting ratings, he can't. So I'm thinking we just go Wagner.
Don't you want the pitcher with the highest eye, which is Billy Wagner, 21?
Well, I don't think either of them. I'm hoping we're going to find 9 better hitters to put in our lineup.
Okay, Billy Wagner, we've got. Yeah, that name again is Mr. Sub. Mr. Sub, I believe, is a Canadian sub chain that is just like Subway.
All right, now this is interesting. So Don Newcomb definitely could hit, right? There was a trivia question last week that he actually went and played first base for a year at the end of his career in Japan. So he's got to have some real hitting ratings.
He does.
So he's probably playing, but let's just check Cannonball, because sometimes some of these dead ball players also. Nope. All right, I think it's Newcomb.
It is Newcomb.
I think Newcomb's a pretty good call here.
We've got two choices.
All right. Well, Senga's good, and he can hit a bit actually. But let's look at Michael King, because if you'll notice, a lot of these live pitchers, see how Michael King is actually allowed to play first base. So that's something we're going to want to look at. Maybe Senga's just so good, we want Senga.
Yeah. It's the Mets day today. We got to take a Met. All right. At least now we're guaranteed to get pitchers every round. So we got past those 6 card choices, and we did pretty good, I think.
Yep. I think Newcomb's a pretty good call. Henry Kissinger always.
Ooh, Wainwright can hit.
Oh, Wainwright? Yeah, he can. Wow, Wainwright can really hit. I think Wainwright might be our starting DH. That looks pretty good to me. Anyone else who can hit a bit? Let's see. There's one where I should pull up. Well, Matt Latos can't hit, but he can bunt a little bit.
Yeah, he's probably the best so far.
But look, we can always just take good pitchers. I mean, we still do have to pitch and get people out, right? Actually, I kind of like that Ron Davis, because you see how he's got that enormous stuff. Normally that wouldn't be so good, because you're not, there's a limit to how many strikeouts you get. But I'm thinking that, the thing about pitchers is none of them have any power. So
wait, Charles, got to interrupt you. Is this, we need a call here? Is this legit? Are we going to allow someone to draft like Babe Ruth?
Well, if it says starter on the card, so if it's the perfect Ruth, he's listed as an outfielder, right? But there's also a tournament edition Ruth in silver, whose list is it? His list is a starter. I think he counts, right?
That's right. So if it's a silver Babe Ruth, you are in. Yeah, Fussmucker. Good job on we're not at silver
Yeah.
yet. You guys are pretty
Yeah, I'm
speedy.
thinking
Okay.
this Ron Davis. I mean, he may just strike out, like 20 batters a game or something because pitchers aren't great at avoiding strikeouts.
I think we got to take Hinkin just for the pitching.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. And then I would love to find a pitcher, of course, that can play some. Now, hold on. Does that Espino say he can play? Where are those positions again? So if you go back, yeah, see, he's eligible to play first, left, and right, as well as having just a little bit of a bat. So just the fact that he can play outfield positions
Ooh,
kind of makes him
look,
interesting.
look at Steve Rogers BABIP.
Oh, that is a lot of BAB. Maybe we got to go Steve Rogers. Look at that BABIP.
I am not passing up an Expo.
Let's do it. Steve
Okay.
Rogers it is.
Expo and a Blue Jay in the same round.
All right, so Tyler Clippard just works as a good pitcher. Can he hit at all? Probably not as a reliever, right? But he's just a good pitcher. Candiotti can bunt. He can really bunt. Burley should be able to. I guess did Burley? He never played in the NL, right? So
no.
We need some national leaguers here.
Not getting any good hitters here. Let's check out a couple more. We've got a lot of pitchers to choose from. Definitely don't want him as a pitcher with that BABIP.
Guante can't hit at all. All right. Well, if we at some point we've got to find some sort of bats, but let's just take our best pitcher then. How's everyone else doing? I feel like this is a hard one. Oh wait, was Burley a Marlin? I completely forgot that.
So what are you thinking, Burley and Clippard?
Yeah, you're all right. Burley did spend a year with the Marlins. Sure. I think definitely Clippard. He's the best pitcher there. So a lot of these live pitchers play positions, so that's going to be something I kind of want to look for.
Yeah, especially one that can catch.
Okay, Sonny Siebert, that's some real power for a pitcher. The problem is they're all DHs so far. We need pitchers that can play positions.
Yeah, I think we got to start looking at some of these live ones like Bobby Miller. Look at that. We got to take
Oh,
Bobby
look at
Miller.
that. He can play shortstop. You know how hard it is to find a pitcher that can play shortstop? I think Bobby Miller is on the team. I'm guessing the last time Bobby Miller played shortstop was probably Little League.
And this guy?
Let me see. Oh, and we got to make sure we get two shortstops, right? Because if we only get one, we're going to have a lot of trouble. Does Kerry Wood's at least a good arm? Does he also happen to? Oh yeah, Waldachik could be good as a future legend. No. Wait, Kerry Wood should be able to hit, right?
Nope.
No. The PTCS Kerry Wood can actually hit.
Maybe we just take Ron because he plays first and third.
Sure. He's such a bad hitter, though.
Would draft all pitchers. Oh, he's such a bad hitter.
Well, I mean, even for a pitcher, I'm just thinking, even for a pitcher, he's a pretty bad hitter.
I wonder if
Maybe
anyone would
Bedrosian's
notice.
at least a good pitcher.
Do you think they'd notice if we snuck in Cliff?
I think they might notice.
Or we can go Ken. He plays first, but he's not good. No. Okay, we got to go Ron.
All right. If you want.
Or do you want the better pitcher and Kerry Wood? Let's go Wood.
I'm right either way. We're gonna have to start taking some people that we can convert to hitters pretty soon. Actually, that's not bad. That contact and not 27i. That's not bad for a pitcher. Castillo looks pretty decent. What else do we got here? Earnshaw might be able to hit a little bit just because the era. No, he cannot.
Barrios can a little bit.
Does he play any positions that are useful? Yeah, that might be our starting third baseman right there in Barrios.
Ooh, 5 positions.
You know what? I kind of like Hendricks and Barrios just with all those positions.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I like that too. Yeah.
If anyone happens to know where the eligibility comes from on some of these, I think that would be fun because the game, the game's getting it from somewhere when they rate these cards. Because they can't,
All
they
right.
can't have any history of doing it, right? Let's see if I can
First, third, and
find.
left.
That's not bad. Red Ames can't hit either. I was just assuming some of these dead ball pitchers have to be able to hit because they were in the lineup on a regular
Yeah.
basis. But apparently not. Will Vest, okay, only first base. No. Clem played in an era where he would have hit a bunch, right?
Nope.
Apparently not very well. All right,
Well,
maybe maybe you take whatever picture you like from the group then. I think this is not such a good. Brazier works though. He plays some positions that you found.
yeah, Brazier's good. Let's go with.
Yeah, I see. By the way, a lot of people wanted to jump in this one. I think this is kind of a fun format. So if this works out at all okay, maybe we'll try this again next week or something, so some more people can jump in.
Yeah. Problem is there's no 32 team. There's only like 16 and 64. I don't think we could fill a 64. And then you're going to get teams that come in later that have a
Yeah,
full
and the one team that plays, like a team full of hitters is probably going to kind of stomp us.
Yeah.
Just guessing. Rogers, no. Yeah, so all hitters the game won't let you do because you need to have a certain number of pitchers, but you can run all pitchers. So this is we're not getting like the good lives that play a ton of positions though. I'm a little worried that we have exactly one shortstop right now.
All right. This guy we're taking.
We're taking it because he plays 3 positions, right?
Yeah.
He might be our starting second baseman. Who knows?
He might be. So who's the best pitcher then remaining? Melendez,
This is
McCain.
not a great round for good pitchers either. But
No.
maybe one thing to think about is I think what we discovered when we did this in the last draft is the game engine tries to normalize BABIP. So people are still going to hit singles, but they're not going to hit a lot of home runs. So maybe be willing to run someone that has no home run prevention if they're good at everything else. So like maybe Melendez is actually pretty good in this format because it's the home run prevention that he's lousy at.
That's a good point. These guys are not going to hit many home runs.
It's going to be a lot of singles, yeah.
All right,
Rosell, a lot of these Negro leaguers also would have played both ways, right? So I don't think he's a two-way player, but he's got to at least be able to hit. Yeah, that's a real bat for a pitcher, right?
Yep.
I'm surprised though that some of the other dead ball ones don't.
We only have 2 choices.
We only
here.
have 2 choices, so I think let's go with the 2 legal ones. Okay, Boddicker cannot hit. Oh, that's too bad. Wasn't that the Baseball Reference set that was sort of these college? Because that also had a lot of players where they might have been listed as pitcher but could really hit.
Well, here's
Tyler Alexander's an outfielder. That's good to me.
Yep.
Hey, he plays second. He plays second and third. That I think we got our 2. right?
I think we do. Yeah. We'll just take a look at these other two just to make sure. Yeah. Okay. Come on. Come on now. Come on. Give us 5 good multi-positional pitchers.
Let's see what we got here.
Oh, look at this. We have like almost all pitchers to choose from.
Well, that's a really good sign. And a lot of live pitchers who might just play a ton of positions. So
Okay.
I think let's just go for anyone that plays a lot of positions at this point, right?
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, we'll take him.
All
He plays
outfield.
3. He might be our only center fielder, so we're definitely taking him.
We have a center fielder.
We have a center fielder.
Let's take a look at his speed here. What's he looking at for his outfield
His
range?
range is 69 range. That's nice.
That is good.
That is nice.
We have a stud in the outfield. Clayton Andrews. Did anyone else get Clayton Andrews? First and second. For now, we'll take him.
Yep. First and third is pretty good. That's a little bit of a bat. Yep.
First.
Not so interested in just first, I think. We've actually got plenty of.
First, second, third.
Maybe. Yeah, the bat's really bad. Even for a pitcher. I think we need the outfielder more. Maybe we want first, left, right more than, because I think we had a few infielders, right?
Okay, this guy is first, second, third.
Yeah, this isn't bad. I think we, did okay.
I think we did. I mean, if we could have got one more shortstop, I don't think there probably are any catchers available unless you get like a two-way pitcher.
No, I've definitely seen there are a couple live pitchers that kind of randomly have catcher ability, but I wish that Kenley Jansen had catcher availability. That would have been perfect because he legitimately can catch. All right. Okay. Now, most importantly, before this starts, we've got to set. You know what? We could just like literally set everybody as two-way. Is that easiest?
That's probably easiest. Yeah. Can you do that with a setting? Is there a?
I don't think. I think you may have to click them player by player
individually.
But what you can do to make it easier is so on the game strategy setting, when you do that and you click the checkbox, you can just drag. Oh, you can do that too. Yeah, you can use that, or you can just drag like a new name to the right.
So there you go. There is what you need to do to get your pitchers into hitting positions. Use them all as two-ways. And I don't think it lets you do this once the tournament starts. So you got to get this done first.
That's what I think Spore was saying. Yeah, you got to do it now if you want to do it. I think let's just give ourselves maximum availability and then work it out from there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think we're probably going to want to think about sliders a bit too. By the way, just because I was going to do this in the background and get it set up, but it doesn't look like they're up yet. Do we know if there are going to be spotlight packs today or if there are no spotlight packs this week?
I have not heard anything yet.
If there are none, that's fine too. It's just kind of just to know. I mean, actually, as I think I've mentioned, I'm quite happy if there are no spotlight packs.
Let's see. Nothing
but
posted on the forum
currently
yet.
Available.
Yeah, nothing on the forum either. Usually they post those pretty quickly after TWIP, but
okay, well that's probably a longer discussion for the next stream about kind of what it would mean if there aren't spotlights this week. But I definitely would think it's a positive development, so I'm certainly not complaining about it.
All right. Well, the break is going to kick in, but we're going to continue on here through the break and fine tune our team here. So,
so this is really good. So what you're saying is anyone who's not a subscriber doesn't get to see the secret strategies we're putting together for the tournament.
That's right. They don't get to see our sliders and strategy. Darn. That's the timing of that, Warbot. Okay. What do you want to do with pitchers? They're all two ways now.
All right, so first off, hit submit so that we always have this option.
Okay, I'm just going to exit out and come back in.
First?
Just wait. I'm going to exit out and come back in case it's
Oh, just to
fired
make
off.
sure it works. Yeah, nice.
It has fired off. Ooh.
Oh,
I hope.
hopefully we're good.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
I don't know if we got in time.
Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Okay. Well, let's just look at the lineups. Do we have a bunch of people available under lineups or not?
Yeah, we did not get the two-way clicked off in time.
But can you try one more time to see if it'll let you, or is it impossible now?
It won't let me. It doesn't give me the choice.
On anybody? Okay, this may be a problem.
Oh, I did see one there. So I think we're going to have to go through one by one again.
No, they're not
And
going to
see-
work. All right. Well, try to set anyone. You try to set anyone that is allowed to. Let's start with step one is set anybody who's allowed to. This may be tricky.
We were about a minute and a half too late.
Okay. Well, let's try the following. Go to lineups. Instead of all batters, go to all players. Now try to set it again. Okay, go back to all players. Can you drag? So that actually works. So go to all player. Okay, do this. Go to all players and view defense or fielding position rating. Thank you. Yeah. And now let's just drag. Well, drag anyone who's eligible anywhere. Let's see what we can do. So maybe do the depth chart one. You're gonna have to do the depth chart one so that you can put them in a position, right? Like the verse righties, let's say.
Yeah,
Just
it
try to
doesn't show
drag.
us.
Let's try to drag anyone available. Okay,
All
so
right,
like
well, let
try
me.
Kodai Senga, for example. Right. Now see if you can set him under position. See if you can set him somewhere. No,
No.
only DH. Let's try putting them all in the lineup and seeing what happens. So go back to all players, but now look at the batting stats and let's just put our best hitters all in the lineup and see if the AI manager can figure it out. We may be in some trouble here.
Yeah, we had such a good plan coming into this, but everyone drafted so quickly that we got.
All right, so just let's just stick all of our best hitters in the lineup. So filtering by position doesn't seem to show qualified. It only shows ones that have a rating there, unfortunately, as best I can tell.
Yeah.
So, all right. So I think this needed just a little more. All right, that's what's left. And can you just copy, try to copy it maybe? Copy lineup. Okay, now paste it versus righties and let's see if that'll work.
No.
How about, okay, try copying lineup and pasting lineup, maybe?
There we go.
All right, see if it'll take that if you submit it. Will it take it? All right.
I'm going to back out and go back in and see if it did keep it there.
All right. We also really have to think about our sliders real quick. Do we have lineups? Tell me we've got lineups. We've got lineups. Maybe.
We have lineups.
We might have lineups. All right. Let's go back to pitching. Let's go back to pitching. First off, let's think about our pitching strategies. So, all right. Well, actually, first let's start with pitching. We literally have a 26-man staff, right? So this feels like an obvious thing to run all of our pitchers short. Like give everyone an 18 batters faced for the starters and like go to the bullpen as quickly as possible, right? I mean, like everyone should just have really short hooks because it's not like we don't have fresh arms to go to, right?
So just our 5 starters you're talking about?
Yeah, I think so. And then we'll use the other slider to basically say like really short hooks on relievers and so you can also drag their name from the left. Like if you just mouse over them on the left, just drag it to the right.
Oh, okay.
Just drag, like click on, yep. That's usually easier. And then you can just see the 5 at the top that are in your rotation.
Okay, I think we've got them all except for Rogers here.
All right, so let's again hit submit real quick, and then let's go look at strategy. So I guess we can start with our cap strategy, but let's start with our cap strategy maybe, but then let's edit it. Does that make sense? Or do you want to just, yeah, maybe start with the cap strategy we've been using,
Okay.
because that's a first guess. But then I think we got to do something clever. All right. Stealing bases. Can any pitchers steal bases? Remember, they're stealing against pitchers trying to be catchers, right? I feel like maybe just stick that somewhere in the middle. Like maybe running on people who can't catch is okay, even if you can't run. What do you think?
It'd be a fun game to watch live, that's for sure.
All right, let's put that one in the middle. Okay, base running, I think we want to be maximally aggressive for the simple reason that it's going to be really hard for us to score runs. And so I'm willing to run into some outs in order to try to score some runs. Okay, sack bunt frequently. Right?
Yeah.
Squeeze bunt frequently. Bunt for anything that involves bunting. This is where pitchers shine. All right, pitch around. No, there's nobody you're pitching around. There's nobody we're intentionally walking, right? I guess let's max hold runners because you may just pick some pitchers off that aren't used to being on base. Yeah, I like this. All right. And now hooks, I think hook on everybody is super quick, right?
Yeah.
We want to prefer the lefty-righty matchups because, again, you might as well get every little edge you can think of. Do we want to pinch hit for pitchers?
Let's put it in the middle. No.
I think we pinch hit for everything, right? Because we have everybody's available.
Okay.
Oh, and I guess pinch runners are probably good too, right?
If we get the right ones, yeah.
And let's pinch hit for position players because, you know, hey, if any of them come up, why not? All right. I think this is good. That's about as blue as we've managed a strategy setting so far.
Yeah. What about fatigue?
I don't think we need to worry about it because we've got 26 pitchers and we've either got 26 hitters or we've got like 1 hitter.
Okay.
So either way, it doesn't really matter.
I'm put in our best defensive guys if we have the lead.
Absolutely. Any lead, any time, just fine defense.
I can only go 7th inning. I can't go first.
All right.
Okay.
So
let's find out who our
playing in the first
opposition
round,
is.
and are they in better or worse shape than we are?
Here are your first round matchups. We've got the Wood Ducks and the Skunks, an all outdoor adventure series there. We've got the Rangers taking on EV's baseball. We've got those Tasmanian Devils taking on Gabagoo Luigi 69ers. We have Spores Dachshunds taking on Joe Buck Yourself. The Wayfinders are taking on Who Trying to Ball's Timegers. The Gators going up against the Dickshot Dugouts. We are taking on one Geishmasu.
Onegaishimasu.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. And then we have the Bowlers taking on Ezra Denny's Red Shirts. Let's take a look at
And are
RR
our
is
opponents eligible? I'm guessing. Hopefully, our opponents are eligible.
Let's see. They are.
They are eligible.
Okay. Is this fair? Like, can
All
they
right,
go
we
to
may
a
be up in we may
one-man
be in a little bit of trouble in game one.
rotation? Dwight Gooden. Come on now. Come
All right.
on.
I think you can put up a quick poll in the chat before game one fires. You give him a prediction. Dwight Gooden over under. What do you think? 17 and a half strikeouts. What do you think? We got about a minute and a half if you want to put a quick prediction in.
Over, under. I'm going to put.
What does chat think is a good sort of over under here?
I'm putting 16.5.
16.5.
Okay. Over, under. I mean, come on. Dwight Gooden in the very first matchup.
Now, on the other hand, Dwight Gooden's going to have a catcher that's really bad at framing.
Or is he? Let's see.
Or do they have a catcher? Yeah, do they have a catcher? Check their lineup. See what they've got going.
Oh, they did not get theirs in either. Nothing listed.
This could get interesting. I wonder how Jim Unknowns do compared with some of these pitchers trying to hit, right? Because Jim Unknowns do occasionally get hit.
Yes. Ezra Denny's proof of that.
Could be funny to watch. What do you think? Should we watch the replay of game one? We could do that. I think.
Watch the highlights. The replay will take too long.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I don't think we need the whole replay, but I think we could do highlights.
We should take a quick peek if everyone's eligible while we're waiting here. We've got the bowlers.
They look eligible. Good. Yep. Chet Lemon, unfortunately, being excluded because he's just not a good enough pitcher. Oh, that John Donaldson is probably the tournament MVP.
Oh yeah,
right? And John Donaldson was actually just running in center field in leagues at one point when that card was released. That's an incredible pick.
Conspiracy theories are going wild. Look who got him.
Yep. Yeah, Bullet Joe Rogan would have been a pretty good one too. But that Donaldson might be the best card available.
Dugout has a left fielder. Dugout, you got to go bench. You got to go
bench your left fielder.
Phenomenal Smith.
Oh no! He's fair. He's a starting pitcher. It just turns out he's also allowed to be a left fielder. That's fine.
Let's see if Dugout got his lineup in here. Pretty good.
Oh, Adonis Terry's a real. Oh, Bill Force. That's we're in trouble. That might be the winning team here.
Dugout. Okay, the Wood Ducks. Lee May is a pitcher. Nope. You got to get rid of Lee May, Wood Ducks. Get him over before the sim comes in. Don't let him play or maybe you benched him. Oh, you benched him for 99 days? Okay, that'll work. EVs, baseball.
Oh, those are some I assume that hopefully they'll bench those iron catchers. They probably ran out of
pitchers to take in iron.
Yep. Yeah, I had a round the other day where I had 0 pitchers out of the 12 in iron, which was not great if because you think to count like catchers or something, but you rarely think that you have to be counting pitchers.
Oh, true. Yeah. All right. I think the first sim has come in. The results of our
let's see if it is. Let's see some highlights. This will be fun.
63% are going under.
They've got faith in who do we have hitting? Don Newcomb.
Okay,
let's see some highlights here. This is going to be interesting.
This could take an hour based on how many hits. Oh no, Dwight Gooden on the mound. So Don Newcomb.
Well, hold on, we've actually got Don Newcomb's in trouble here. Oh, so the
But we
good
do
news is we actually did get our players in the field. That's a good sign.
Yep.
Although, Newcomb, the one thing you cannot do is walk all these pitchers.
Yeah.
No, so Cage Wisdom, but Doc Gooden's pitching against us. So we don't know if they've done anything with the. All right, here we go. Top 3. Tyler Clippard on first.
Oh, look at that. Dwight Gooden. Take that. Galvin with the hit. All right.
And Kodai Senga, I'm thinking we should bunt to get to the number 3 hitter Wainwright, who can actually hit a little bit, right?
Good call.
Oh, look at that. Look at that beautiful bunt.
All right. The game engine
Now we
agreed
just
with
need
you.
what? Like a passed ball and we're good?
Or a walk. We'll take a walk. Any runner on base. Oh, Wainwright strikes out. All right. This is not going how I expected. 0-0 after 3. Oh, there we go. Dwight Gooden gives up a
Oh, hold on.
double.
Oh, is that an extra base hit?
That is.
Oh,
Run.
send him. You gotta send him. Oh,
No,
we have
they held
aggressive
him
base
up.
running here. Well, okay. Can Mark Burley squeeze here? What do you think?
I hope he tries.
I want to see a squeeze.
Oh. All right, Tyler Clippard, come on, buddy. You've done it before. Get on base.
No, any time Doc kind of gets the hitter behind, we know we're in trouble.
Bottom of 6. Uh-oh. This could be the first run of the game. Here comes the strong throw from the outfielder.
Okay. So, to be fair, every one of our outfielders has an incredible arm. Right?
Okay. Oh, look at that defensive play.
Look at the pick by Steve Rogers over there. I was going to say, do you walk Montero? Oh, is that deep enough? Are they going to challenge Mark Burley's arm?
Oh,
They're going to challenge Mark Burley's arm.
Gunned him down. Mark Burley with a assist with the putout. Nice job, Mark. All right, we go to bottom of 7. Each team has 5 hits. Pretty even game here. 2 away, top of 8 for Pat Henkin, who we drafted for his pitching skills more than his hitting skills.
Well, hey, he crushed that one. He hit it out of the infield.
All right, Sam.
We skipped to bottom 8.
Oh, wait, bottom of 8.
Is this game going about 20 innings? Is that what's happening here?
Yeah, I think we're in 1901.
Oh, can we turn it?
Oh, no.
Probably Pat Henkin, I'm guessing, doesn't have a ton of experience trying to turn it at second. Wait, hold on.
Double play. We got some gold gloves in the field here.
I'm telling you, these Blue Jays can field.
All right, Steve Rogers goes
Kojima
down
in, and he's still going to strike all of us out.
Yeah. The problem is they've got, I think, better pitchers than we do. It's a matter of we have better hitters. Bottom of 9. Chance for a walk-off.
Brazier's just got to hold him. Oh, look at that range from Billy Wagner.
And he's not even our best center fielder. That other guy was that we didn't get in.
No, but he's got a heck of an arm out there.
Uh-oh.
That's trouble.
I want to see an inside the park home run.
All right. Got to get Brady Singer.
Uh-oh.
No, wait. He's got it.
You know what's amazing? After 9, no errors.
Yeah. These pitchers can field.
Okay, if this goes beyond 12, we're going to fast sim it here because
I think we may.
At least our bullpen's not going to get
swing at everything.
Our bullpen's not going to get tired.
Well, hold on. They've got all right. Well, they've got the winning run 90 feet away with no out. Is Coonrod? You think he's squeezing here? What do you do?
Oh, and that is it.
That's gonna do it.
Ah. Well, we lose game 1-0.
How
Dwight
did Doc
Gooden
do
ends
in
up
the end?
with 10 strikeouts for Dwight Gooden.
Only 10. That's not bad.
Yeah. Player of the
Told him
game.
after 91 pitches, though.
Davis, Rogers had 2 hits, which makes sense. Davis had 2 hits. Now the question
was this
is,
low scoring for everybody? What did the scoreboard look like?
3-2, 3-1, 3-2, 2-1. Oh, this is a big one here. 6-2 for the Wayfinders. Oh, Micah Owings.
Oh, Micah Owings can actually hit. That's right. There are a couple
Rick.
of players in here that can actually hit.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, that is a huge draft from the Wayfinders.
Dugout won 3-0. We lost 1-0, and then the Red Shirts win 1-0.
In 16, 1-0 in 16. Wow.
Be glad we're not the Red Shirts.
Who did the damage there?
4 pitchers. Whew.
Adam Wainwright with the walk-off hit.
Yeah, Drake with the single. Weems with the bunt. Lovelady with the single. And then Wainwright with the walk-off.
I love how it takes 3 singles and a bunt to get the run home.
So is this what you saw in your other game? A lot of low-scoring games?
Some, yeah. Did anyone any home runs here? I'm curious. Like there were a few kind of real hitters there, right? Like there was that
Corbin
Donaldson.
Burns with the home run.
Corbin Burns.
Owings, and both Owings. So Owings was the player to get.
So Owings is an important player here. Yeah.
Any stealing. Oh, Tom Parrott with 2 stolen bases.
And nobody at all has been caught. So you know what? Can you change our slider? There's 0 caught stealing for the tournament so far, it says. So
Yep.
Can you change our slider to just max steal real quick? If they can't throw anybody out, we're just going to keep running, right?
That's a lot of blue. Okay. Well, we'll just take a quick peek at the score from game 2. I think this is a best of 5, I think. Might be a best of 5. And then we're going to go and look at some cards. We will have some trivia coming up a little bit later. We'll be back after this 2-minute break. So back in 2. Well, Charles, we are back, and what do you notice? What do you notice about the tournament tree?
I don't notice anything. Definitely don't notice anything about our being down 2-0.
Not only that, every series is 2-0. How often do you see that?
We're gonna have to find a way back in, it sounds like.
Well, we've got Pat Henkin. That's pretty good. We've got Pat Henkin on the mound going up against Jack Taylor. And just to take a quick peek at our second game here, 3-1. I mean, we had 7 hits. We just, Charles, we got caught stealing.
Wow. Just us, huh?
Well, 2 people have been caught stealing, us and someone from the Skunks. So we're at least, we're not that bad.
Well, you know, at least it goes to show the sliders do something.
And yeah, we didn't have a chance to draft this guy, but he's got 4 hits, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs for the Wayfinders. I'm telling you, there's a few teams out there that are 2-0 that
I think we learned Micah Owings is the MVP here.
Yeah.
Let's say 1931 OPS, huh? That's, you know, I'm no expert, but I think that's a lot.
Why does it show Dwight Gooden not with his 10 strikeouts? It's got Mitchell. Or is this something different? SF strikeouts, Mitchell with 6. Should be Dwight Gooden at 10, I believe. Well, that's batting. That's batting.
I wonder.
That's why. That was batting.
Oh, you mean he struck out 6 times?
Struck out 6 times, yeah.
Okay. In that case, I think I understand.
Here's our strikeout leader with 17. For the red shirt. So Ezra, looks like you got a hidden gem here in Pipgriss. 17 strikeouts. He did pitch 10 innings, though. Well, I think the bounty could be over pretty quick, but we'll check in on that a little bit later.
All right. Well, I think we at least learned something about how to make the format work. But I think the big thing we learned is draft Micah Owings.
You think?
I think that might be, you know, like that might be the conclusion.
Okay, let's take a look at a few of the cards here, Charles. Let's take a look, first of all, how your model thinks of the 2 limited editions that came out. So here is the first one here. Let's go back.
I'm just downloading it real quick because then I actually can give you an answer. All right. I think I got it downloaded.
Joey Divine. How divine is Joey?
This was a fun card because I feel like it's funny because it's certainly like a relatively recent player and I somehow just had never heard of the guy. I don't know. Did you remember him as a player?
Just wait. We've got Brydav, who said he just pulled a Campy from the Spotlight pack. So let's talk about Spotlights.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. Wow. Spotlights are on fire. Let's go look at the Spotlight thread here and see if they've posted anything.
Yes, there are Spotlights. That's what I was just grabbing.
Here it is right here.
45,000. So they're not cheap.
Baseball Reference parts 2 to 4. And it's a gold card or higher this time. So that helps a little bit. Gold card or higher.
Okay, so actually there's no silver in here at all.
10 perfects.
Right?
Yeah,
Wait,
no
hold
silver,
on.
just gold. Gold or higher.
Maybe I grabbed the wrong information then on this. I see. So this only goes down to Marty Marion there.
Yep.
Okay.
So about a just under 10% chance of getting a perfect.
Yes.
And I think every perfect here, like correct me if I'm wrong, but every single perfect here is worth a fair bit on the card shop.
Currently that's right. I imagine spotlight packs will very quickly kill the value of the ones that are weaker. So for example, PV, Walker, Gidry, I imagine spotlight packs will almost immediately kill their value.
All right. So I
But if
think
you were to
40,
pull them right this minute, they're worth something. Yeah.
yeah. So 45,000, I believe, is the highest spotlight pack price we've had so far. I don't think we've had one. Mind you, it's a gold or higher. And I think only once before we've had gold guaranteed. So
yeah, they're not cheap. They're not cheap spotlights for sure.
And EVC opened one up and he got the Larry Walker. So definitely made his return on investment on Larry Walker for now.
If you sell them quick.
Yes. I think he'll always, I think, at least have 50,000, wouldn't he? At least 50,000 worth.
He's not in a mission yet, right? So
Yeah.
depends what that mission looks like.
They did hint missions would come, so I would not just give away.
I'm sure there eventually will be missions. Yeah.
Yeah. So there goes Charles buying spotlight packs galore. He's probably got like bought 50 of them already and just ripping away, just ripping those packs.
That's how I was
Yep.
looking. I think they're slightly plus EV. So probably not. I've got spotlight packs right this minute being worth about 48,200, but the price goes down very, very quickly when they come out. So my guess is spotlight packs probably are not profitable unless you're going to be literally doing it right this moment and immediately selling. So that was a nice stream. I'm going to go.
And unless you're looking for that specific card for your team and you want to take that risk of getting a couple and getting that Willie Mays for 90,000 instead of whatever, 400,000.
But here's the thing is that right now, I believe I will bet that if somebody puts up a buy order of 250,000, they'll get Willie Mays for that at some point in the next hour and a half.
You think so?
Yeah. You know what? There's a simple way to do the experiment.
Okay, I'm going to do that right now for my gladiators.
Let's do it.
I'm going to do that. Let's put up a buy order for Willie Mays. This was a team that I hoarded packs on and just
now it might be that a bunch of people jump in at like 250,001 just to now that we're doing this on stream. So there's a little danger doing it on stream, but yeah, I think I bet it'll work.
By the end of the stream.
I bet it'll either work or somebody's going to sell one for like 250,005 because somebody's just barely top. In fact, I see it was 150,000 a moment ago and somebody actually put up the order of 250,000. That's maybe one too many zeros.
That's okay. I don't have those points anyway. There we go. 251. Let's see if
someone's going to top you at like 250,002, but I bet one of these sells by the end of the stream.
Okay.
And if it does, it's basically telling you that spotlights are no longer profitable.
Okay. Well, we'll check it out. We'll come back later. Okay, Charles, back to the LE cards. Divine.
All right. So Divine's kind of got this funny profile where he's got huge homer prevention and enormous pitcher BABIP. So I think this is the biggest pitcher BABIP of any of the diamond relievers that are in the meta. So I have him as about equal to Joey Thatcher for sort of roughly the best, kind of roughly the best diamond reliever. But there is a difference between him and Thatcher, where with that lower control, I think for diamond tournaments, it's going to make sense. And I think for league play, you probably still aren't playing Joey Devine. So I think he's still a tournament card.
Okay. And that's what I like to hear. I like that alternative, that probably not for league play, but still going to be playing in tournaments. Tommy John. Tommy John just came out today. We released it on the pre-hype show. Again, a high diamonds. The pitcher BABIP, I'm sure, is going to hurt Tommy John. But again, is there a format where he can be successful?
This feels tougher for me because not only is the pitcher BABIP low, but by the standards of, Diamond's just gotten really good. Yeah. And by the standards of current diamond cards, this is also relatively low control and stuff. So I think the problem is you have to have some way of stopping people from getting on base. And keeping the ball in the ballpark is good, but if you're not striking them out and you're not getting them out when the ball is put in play, then that combination is going to be tough to make work. So I think this is probably just a fair bit behind. An example of a card where I think you can make it work is Cliff Lee. But if you compare this to, who has even a little bit lower pitcher BABIP, but if you compare this to Cliff Lee, or actually I can, one sec, I can put up a Cliff Lee for you. One sec. Let me figure out how to do this. What should I want? Did that share?
Yep.
Oh, and apparently so speaking of, you can make a relatively low offer when things are in spotlights. I got a Hank Greenberg, who we'll talk about later.
Wow. Hank
and
Greenberg.
I didn't even go to announce my purchase this time.
You got the Hank Greenberg, and you're showing it on screen for $325,000. Okay.
Oh, sure. Just tell everybody. So here's Cliff Lee for comparison. And if you compare Cliff Lee, Cliff Lee's 99 and Tommy John's 97, but they're both competing for spots in the diamond meta. And here, the pitcher BABIP's only a few points lower, but you have a lot more control and a lot more stuff. So I think that's the problem, is just that Tommy John just is behind a card like this, which has exactly the same shape. And that means it's tough to construct a tournament where you're going to want to run him. The only kind of tournament where you'd end up running Tommy John, I think, is now one where, for reasons of like era or some other kind of restriction, you're not allowed to play a card like Cliff Lee.
Okay.
So he's more an era card or a theme team card than if that makes sense.
Yep, absolutely. Quick update on the bounty. The bounty game number 3 is in, and Charles, we are still in it. A two-hitter.
Very nice.
Two-hitter.
Combined two-hitter. See, I'm telling you, Henkin has been our MVP in this tournament.
Yep. Hitting and pitching. Where is Mr. Pat Henkin? Let's take a look. Batting stats. He's hitting 125. He only has one hit.
Yeah, but check his fielding stats though, because I bet his fielding stats are actually somehow
5 assists.
No, but that's actually 16 chance. Look at that range factor. Range factor of like 8 as a second baseman. That is pretty good.
Yeah. Let's see if anyone swept the first round. Everyone was 2-0. So the Wood Ducks move on. The 69ers. Sporer moves on. Ezra moves on.
We're the only ones still playing. And EVs and Wash Park are still playing.
Yes, only 2 teams still playing. And congratulations.
Those Wayfinders are really strong, unfortunately.
EVC pulled the A-Rod.
I think they're the favorites.
Congratulations, EVC, on getting that A-Rod. So you got the A-Rod and you pulled a Larry Walker. EVC going crazy with the spotlight backs. Okay, let's look at the lower level cards here, Charles. There were two that came out. McBride was one. I play bronze. Of course, he is splitty, but against the righties, is he going to be my new center fielder in either bronze or if there was a low bronze tournament?
Hold on, give me a second, because if we're switching over to bronze, I should just grab bronze information. The usual problem, right? Sorry about that. So you're looking at him, I guess, mostly versus righties. And so one of the things in low bronze is that there are actually a bunch of really good cards that need to be platooned and mash righties that he's competing with, right? Like, if you've been, I'm guessing you've been running what, maybe Ethier or
I think Grissom
Sledge, maybe. Well, Sledge, Grissom and full line.
Oh yeah.
So that's who he's competing with. So looking at McBride, I think because he plays center with decent defense against righties, I have him very slightly ahead of Trammell Sledge, but Sledge also plays in a corner. So yeah, I think I would play this card in center if you're willing to kind of use up a roster spot for someone that needs to be platooned in low bronze. On the other hand, Sledge is about as good and plays 3 positions. So from that point of view, I'm not quite sure it's going to be worth a roster spot, depending on your roster construction, right? There's going to be something where you decide what to prioritize. And in full bronze, I think it's that much harder to kind of find a roster spot for him, even though he's very good in center versus righties with that combination of bat and a very real glove. But he's still, for example, the glove is pretty far behind the Kevin Kiermaier that came out a couple weeks ago.
I do love that name though, Bake McBride. What a name! What a cool name in baseball. All right, I think I'm going to try him out right now. He's selling for 10,000. I think I can wait on him a little bit, but I might want to try him out as a platoon situation in center field and just see how it goes.
There was a good tournament edition McBride as a Phillies card, I think, a couple years ago. So it seems like it's a shape that does pretty well. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, good card there. Tom Pagnozzi, catcher with 102 ability. Now, right now, I think bronze, if you're using Mathis, a lot of people use Mathis and probably still use Mathis. But we've got the Perez card out there that a lot of people use. And I think the Ray Schalk, some people still use him in bronze as catcher. I would think this has to be one of your 2 catchers now, doesn't it?
I think this one comes down to, again, one of the things we often kind of mention on our stream is that catcher ability is one of these things where the in-game stats don't seem to fully reflect the value of catching. So everyone's kind of making their own decision about, how important catcher defense is going to be. If you're kind of on the catcher defense train, this and Mathis are your 2 catchers. If you compare the defense, Mathis has 105 ability, so Mathis is probably still your better glove, but they're both absolutely excellent. If you're a little bit kind of less on the catcher defense is everything bandwagon, yeah, then you're instead running cards like Schalk or Petway or Charlie O'Brien or Brad Osmus, where they have significantly better bats. And it's not like their gloves are bad, but they're not kind of the all-out catcher defense the way this and Mathis are.
Yeah, I'd like if there was a little bit more eye on this one, he would be like, oh yeah, I'm going with this guy. Okay,
yeah, that's the thing about Mathis is Mathis's bat, as bad as it is, especially against righties, the best feature is the eye, and that actually really helps Mathis play up in because eye sort of drops off the least against good pitching.
But what about him compared to Roberto Perez? Compare those two, because I know a lot of people use Perez.
Sure. Here, I'll put up Perez as a comparison. So Perez is listed as 107 catcher position rating, but it's almost all arms. There's actually a huge gap in catcher ability here, right? Perez is only at 92. In return, Perez's bat, especially against lefties, is much, much better than Pagnazzi's, right? Pagnazzi, I think it's almost 40 points of eye lower. Okay, no, against lefties, it's only 30 points of eye. But those 30 points of eye are a pretty big difference when the rest of the bat isn't so dissimilar. You know, Perez looks like he has a lot more power, but he has no gap power. So Pagnazzi will give you some doubles. Perez is turning them into homers. You know, homers are better than doubles, but the eye and the catcher ability are probably the biggest difference. So Pagnazzi is giving you 10 more points of catcher ability, which are worth a lot. But those 30 points of eye mean that you're just not going to get on base that much. And especially if you're thinking about this as some kind of cap card, you know. So for the other way I'd think about this is this a catcher which is enough better than the 60 overalls that you want to run him in a bronze floor cap? And again, that depends on sort of where you are on the catcher ability side of things, right?
Yeah.
The more you're on the catcher ability, you know, kind of bandwagon, the more you just decide this card's worth 3 points, the same way Mathis sort of has always been worth 10 in caps for much of the cycle. The less you are, the more you just sort of save the 3 points on a card like Deasley that can hit better.
Well, again, both bronze cards are going to make people think a little bit, like consider their options, and that's good when you have some options, and it kind of forces you to reevaluate your lineup, and it's not simply like, oh, I'm not going to use that guy. Like you do have to do a little bit of thinking. We do have one gold, so let's go through the one gold card, Francisco Lindor. Again, I do play gold. This would be a high gold. There's that eye and
he's
power.
running full gold, which means he's competing right now with cards like Furcal, Larkin. That's kind of the competitor on, you know, probably the high defense end. So I think it's worth pointing out. So if you compare this to Furcal, I can put up Furcal. So this is a fair bit better with the bat. They're both sort of a similar profile, but Lindor just has a little bit of extra, you know, kind of BABIP, right? Like that contact rating, which is sort of a composite. It's really, I guess it's really the avoid Ks with the same BABIP is maybe a better way to think about it. So Lindor is going to get more singles. They're both going to get, you know, they're both kind of going to walk not as much as you'd like, but, you know, maybe minimally acceptably. And they both have excellent gloves. Furcal has 3 more points of range, which is the most important thing that I'm looking for defensively. But there's a pretty big gap in the bat. And the other nice thing about Lindor is that his bat's a lot better against righties, which is good because in gold right now, there's also this Barry Larkin, who is fairly cheap because he was a PT Plus rewards. There are a lot of copies out there. But Barry Larkin's just excellent versus lefties. And so the idea of platooning the two makes a lot of sense as long as you're willing to devote 2 full spots to shortstop, you know, which is a bit much, right? Normally, you want your platoon players to be able to at least back up something else.
Yeah.
But I think in gold, especially if I'm playing, say, the gold single elimination, often because that's such a short tournament, you can get away with 15 or maybe even 16 hitters, and there you're definitely playing both. So I think I probably would run Lindor over Furcal, and maybe try to run Lindor and Larkin if I could find the roster spots for both.
Nice. All right. A Lindor card that gold players can get in. Now, a card that I see a lot in gold, multi-positional player that lot of people use them if they have them is that Bankhead. Where do you recommend that you play Sam Bankhead if you do have him? What is his best utility?
That's a good question. I'm not sure he quite fits in kind of a fully open gold anymore. It's possible that he's sort of been passed by.
Oh,
I think I might still run him in sort of an early era tournament. And part of the reason I think he gets passed by is that there's now kind of this enormous number of gold cards that play a large number of positions which have come out. And so it's kind of less critical to be able to, run a card a lot. So for example, if you have Harry Ford somewhere on the roster, he plays virtually everything. Goose
yeah.
Curry's playing a lot of positions. Cheney White's playing a lot of positions.
Yeah.
Zach Geloff. Is it Geloff? Geloff?
Yeah, I've got
I
him
feel
on
like
the
I should
team.
know these things with a modern player, and he
Yeah,
plays
there's
a bunch.
been so
The
many
Tony
good
Phillips
gold
just came
cards.
out. Yeah, Tony Phillips
Spencer
sort of plays with
Torkelson
him.
comes in now, I think, on a lot of teams. Like so many good recent gold cards that, yeah, maybe Bankhead at minimum, at best, is just a utility backup guy in the infield.
Okay. Yeah, but I think the idea is even if it's utility backup guy, Geloff's utility backup guy who you really want to start against righties everywhere you can, plus as a utility backup. Tony Phillips is a utility backup that you want to start against every lefty you can, plus maybe some righties, and as a utility backup.
Yeah.
Harry Ford is simply a utility backup that you can, find your favorite place to start. Maybe it's still third base for him. So you just have so many of these that the value of a card like Bankhead, I think, goes down. And that's the other reason that I do think you can think about running both Lindor and Larkin. Normally, if you have two single position players playing the same position, it's just really hard to build a roster. But there's so many multi-position players in the meta right now that I think you could get away with it.
Okay. Well, I think we'll move away from the cards. I think it's almost time for trivia here. Those that have
All
been
right.
waiting for trivia, we're going to get that going. But let's peek in first of all at the bounty and just see how we're
Do you have
doing there.
somebody to congratulate yet, or are we going? I'm hoping we're going to game 5 because that would just be fun with this format. And the good news is we're not going to run out of pitchers. Not so good.
Looks like
All
only
right,
one game 5 between the Rangers.
Congratulations to whose team is it?
Crash Giants. Crash, congratulations.
Congratulations to Crash. Well done, and good luck to anybody that has to take on this Waikiki Wayfinders team the rest of the way. That looks like it's going to be a pretty tough out.
I like that Dick Shot team too. I think that Dick Shot team looked pretty strong when we looked at it. I mean, he's got the guy with the home run. Corbin Burns has a home run.
True.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll check back in on that later because there still are 5 packs up now. Whoever wins the tournament, but we do have our bounty claimed again in the first round. Boy, we can't get any luck there.
Well, to be fair, this time we didn't quite get to put in the team we were aiming for. So at least we know what we have to do for next time.
Yeah, we're just a minute too late.
And I see you are still alive in the daily thing with all the L's. So how are you doing there?
Let's check out Laptop Daily Leisure Lounge Lower Level League. Still going.
One of these times I'm going to get all those L's right,
Yeah, up against the Gators. So Sean So, who already won 10 packs this morning. Sean So, you are in round 3. The Pittons. Oh, the Pittons who won yesterday. I'm up against them.
They're back.
Who else is in this here that I recognize? The Dodgers. Very strong manager in this tournament is the Hoosman. I think this is the Hoosman. Yeah, the Hoosman. Currently in, I think, first place, I think, overall right now. We've got Fussmucker still in it in round 3. Congratulations, Fussmucker. The Baycats, I think you might be familiar with them. They're currently in round 3. Who else? The
I think I've heard
Vikings.
of them.
Yeah. Puyallup is in there. And the Blue Hornets, Fire and Ore. So we've got some representation from the chat here in the round of, round of 32. Yeah, round of 32, guaranteed a couple of standard packs. No, guaranteed at least 4 standard packs. We're in the round of 16. Look at that. 4-0, 4-3. How is my pitching doing here? Yeah. Yeah. And you know who beat me out of the PTCS bronze?
Yeah.
And who beat me out of the PTCS gold? Was one Mr. Sporer, who had a magnificent run there with a couple of his teams. Yeah. I can't say those words out loud, but I will post it up here in chat. Yeah, there you go. In 6 games. So I did give him a little bit of a, and the thing is, I was the number 5 ranked team in gold, and Spore was like ranked 123rd. And rankings don't really matter, do they, Charles?
No.
No.
Nope. All about the postseason.
Just got to get in.
But although I will point out that apparently the PTCS is no longer recognized on stream.
PTCS no longer recognized on stream.
Yeah, we don't know who won this week.
I think yeah.
Often they announce them on stream, but this week, no.
Oh yeah, they didn't announce the PTCS ones. All right, let's start the quiz.
Future weeks we'll find out.
You should see some instructions. Verify for that, me, Charles. Verify that we do have some instructions popping up.
Yep, we've got it. So again, if you want to play, as a reminder, you click on Quiz Kit on the right. Go to Manage Access. Give it permission to see your user ID.
Okay. Give you guys a chance to do that. If you're playing this for the first time, you have to go to the Quiz Kit icon on the far right-hand side there, as Warbot mentioned, and allow it to use that Twitch ID so we know who's playing here. 16 questions today. The winner, 5 packs. The loser of the loserist, 5 packs. Nothing for those of you in between. Remember, you may want to take a 0 because if you answer wrong, you lose points based on how quickly you answered it. So big risk, big reward.
So this was all inspired this week by, you might have heard that there was a player that signed a rather big contract.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a chance to ask you. Now that you know what the going rate ended up being, would you have wanted Toronto to pay that much and bring him in?
Yeah. Ultimately, I want the best player on the Blue Jays and ultimately work out the money later. I think the revenue they could have brought in from Ohtani maybe not would have matched it, but they would have brought in a heck of a lot. And just for the sake of the country and the feeling and the positivity and the hope and all that, I think.
But it might be so you would have been okay with it, even if it meant, that you end up not being able to re-sign some of the young talent that you currently have or something. That's probably what it would mean, right?
If he didn't take the deferring, then no, I wouldn't. But if he took the exact same deal he took with Los Angeles, where you can bring in more talent, absolutely, I would have taken it.
Okay, yeah, because I feel like I'm as much as he's fun to watch, I'm glad the Red Sox didn't do it, because I think we would have had to I think we would not have chosen to kind of go over the tax a bunch of years in a row. And I think we would have had to do that in order to have that contract. Right. Because even if he's deferring money, he still counts against the kind of the tax threshold now. Right.
Right. But as Testuigi mentions, Rogers has so much money, they could have paid that tax. I think it would have been fine. If they could have got him, and apparently, I mean, you hear rumors, but apparently they did offer him something similar, if not almost exact. So who knows what the truth is? But again, I understand why he went to Los Angeles. He's got a home in California. He's used to the weather in California, a winning team, on paper, at least in California. So, yeah.
Well, I think he would have gone to a winning team with the Blue Jays too, but
Yeah. Okay. Trivia time.
All right. So with that in mind, I thought we'd look a little bit at kind of what some of these contracts are really worth. So should we go ahead and get started?
Let's roll.
All right. Well, so he's listed at least nominally at $70 million a year. So the first question, everything's loaded, right?
Yep.
All right. Is how many major league teams had an opening day payroll for the whole team that was less than 70 million in 2023?
0, 2, 4, or 6 opening day payroll of less than 70 million.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the Reds, the A's.
The A's were quite low. Yeah. Let me see if I can find. See if I can pull up the exact number. The A's were 33.7 million for the 26-man and 43 million total payroll.
So who are the 4 teams?
So is the A's, Pirates, the Rays, and the Orioles. So a couple lousy teams, but also a couple really good teams in there.
What was Cincinnati?
86 million, but they had 32.6 million of their opening day payroll on injured reserve.
Joey Votto?
Which is had some reasons, I guess. Yeah.
All right, 13 people got that one right. Gabagoo was the first to ring in and collected over 14,000 points. And again, those of you racing towards the bottom, Rob Deer in Headlights rang in very quickly and very incorrectly with 14,000. Question 2.
All right. Well, so, and for how this scales, well, actually the same question in 2000. How many major league teams had an opening day payroll below 70 million?
Ooh.
So if you go back a quarter century.
Well, we know it probably wasn't the Yankees, Dodgers, and Red Sox.
So in 2000, the A's, I will tell you, the A's were still below 70 million.
Really? Ricky Henderson didn't play on the A's back then? No.
All right, we're doing pretty well. So
21 teams. Within 23 years, we go from 4, went from 21 down to 4. And I'm thinking in 21 years from now, maybe just Oakland still, right? Oakland, hang in there, buddy. Hang in there another 23 years. All right. Don't cut the D Block Dragon, quickest to run in, and then Underdog was second. All right, let's fly through these a little quicker here.
Sure. So we often think about free agency as going back to this Supreme Court decision, Flood v. Kuhn in 1972. So what actually was that decision?
5-3 in favor of Kuhn, 5-3 in favor of Flood, 7-2 for Flood, or 5-4 for Flood. We have a flood of choices here. What was the actual case? Because I'm familiar with this case.
So this is where, so baseball used to have essentially this reserve clause, which said there, basically said there's no such thing as free agency. And, Curt Flood, essentially sued, saying, wait a minute, it's interstate commerce, so you should be able to, yeah. So basically you should be able to have free agency and get around what had been this antitrust exemption. And it went kind of, as it sounds like, to the Supreme Court, where I guess we can now tell people what happened. Curt Flood actually lost. So even though we think of this case as being the start of free agency, you can show the answer if you want. Curt Flood actually lost.
Yeah. Yeah, it's up. Curt Flood lost. Kuhn won.
But he won on kind of these funny grounds where they basically said, yeah, this whole system is lousy, but really Congress is the one that should fix it. But then a couple of years later, essentially players managed to win this in arbitration, and sort of basically the next collective bargaining agreement was able to get free agency in. I don't think it showed on the answer thing yet, by the way.
It should have. Yeah, I think it did. I think on my screen it did. Yeah.
All right.
You must have just missed it.
Behind. All right. Should we go on to the next one then?
All right. Tetsuiji, our winner last week, is currently in first place. So yeah, go on to question 4.
All right. So now it was a 5-3 decision, and there are normally 9 people on the Supreme Court. So why was it only 5-3?
There are your choices. Someone retired a month earlier. Someone had not been confirmed. While recused White was recused as an ex-football player, or recused due to ownership of stock in Anheuser-Busch.
Basically, the company that owned the Cardinals. So,
right. So why was one of the justices left off? 7 correct answers on this one.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of shocking actually that actually Flood lost the case, but it somehow kind of got free agency going.
That happens a lot. I know a lot of times where someone loses a case, but within a couple years, it does kind of get resolved. So they're kind of
it was a really weird bit of law, because it basically said, well, baseball historically gets this antitrust exemption, but no other sports do, and it really shouldn't have it. But baseball's like unique and has a lot of history, so fine. And actually, one of the things that the decision was criticized for was kind of writing, all of this stuff about just baseball's great, in this Supreme Court decision. One of the things they did was they referenced a 1910 poem called Baseball's Sad Lexicon. So my question is, what team was that talking about? Baseball's Sad Lexicon.
Baseball's Sad Lexicon. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, you should put it up and see if they know.
Oh, that's okay. There we go. All right. Giants, Athletics, Phillies, or Cubs?
Yes. Which is the team that Baseball's Sad Lexicon is telling you about?
I went to go check if Willie Mays had been filled yet, so I was a little bit distracted.
Did you get him?
I don't know. I think there are a couple higher buy orders now, so I'm just going to let it sit.
All right, we'll see what happens. I think someone will get a good price for sure.
Okay, let's go back to the trivia. Answers are in.
Yeah, exactly, Tetsuiji. This is actually the one that talks about Tinkers, Evers, and Chance. That's where that line comes from.
Oh.
So,
Okay,
all right.
move on.
Another good free agents question. This one I was surprised by. So what major league team had the fewest players file for free agency this offseason? They only had 2 players file for free agency.
Rockies, Royals, A's, or Nationals?
Yeah, so just Sweetie, that's right. The 3 guys, I think at the time they didn't hate each other, but very quickly afterward they did. Yeah.
I currently have the second highest buy order in on base. There's a 275,000, and then there's mine.
All right. We'll see. I think those will fill as people keep ripping spotlight packs, because that's usually kind of what happens.
All right, answers are in, and 3 people with the right answer on this one. Question is, did Tetsuiji, who runs the Rockies franchise on his stream, was he one of the correct answers?
Yeah, I was surprised
Yes.
at that few. Let me see if I can pull up the list. Find the list of free agents real quick. It was just 2 relievers. Where was it?
Yeah, Tetsuiji ringing in a little late. He kind of knew the answer, but didn't want to risk too much, and so got just over 4,000, and still in first place overall, over Ryan and Sean.
All right.
All right, one more question, and then we're going to have a break. When we come back from the break, we'll look at a couple more cards. Go ahead. Question number 6.
All right.
I think it is.
Who was the first major league player to make $100,000 a year?
Babe Ruth, Jimmy Fox, Joe DiMaggio, or Hank Greenberg? All right, answers are in. Very timely question.
Yes, definitely thematic for this week.
Hero says, easiest question I've seen in a while. Charles, you're being a little bit lenient this week, I guess.
All right. Well, we'll have to make them tougher next week, it sounds like.
All right, Rob Deere, the quickest to ring in. Fanatic and Hawk Moon, a second and third. So heading into the break, there are your top leaderboard scores. We'll be back in 2 minutes looking at some more cards and finishing off the trivia. Back in 2. All right, well, we're back. And before we go back to some trivia and finish that off, let's go and take a look at a couple more cards before we do that. So let's go on to some of the diamonds that came out today. And our first one up is going to be Kevin Mitchell. For those of you that are San Francisco Giants fan, quite a day for you guys if you're a Giants fan, because you got a couple cards. And so here we have a low diamond in a cap diamond situation, doesn't cost you any points. What do you say about Kevin Mitchell and his comparables in game?
Well, remember we had that gold Kevin Mitchell that was great, kind of right. I think it was a day one card, right?
Yeah,
Right on
yeah.
release. And this similarly looks really strong. So 4 in 90. I think in low diamond, this is probably, this probably just becomes the best, just pure bat versus lefties on release. The thing that's going to make him really interesting, though, as far as whether you can kind of play him in more. So I think at a minimum, that means you're going to play him in like a diamond only cap or something, which is a fairly tight cap, and you're looking for 90s and you're playing several of them. The interesting discussion is going to be whether you can play this card at third base, because if you think you can play him at third base, then he gets a lot more interesting. Then you're actually playing him at third base in low diamond, which frees up more spots. So I think that's going to decide how strong this card is.
Well, we know one individual that has no problem playing him at
I
third
know,
base.
as I say, I know one person who is almost certainly going to tell me this is a perfectly good third baseman.
Yeah.
But, since that person's not currently on the chat.
So Caged Wisdom's been playing Bautista sometimes in the daily diamond only, and says that this one's going to easily take his spot now.
I think so. I mean, one thing to consider is this is a much better card versus lefties. And at the moment, probably, well, full diamond is very right-handed, but even low diamond, I guess Pettit's going to be in there. So for diamond only, for example, that's very right-handed. You're maybe seeing Cliff Lee, but you're mostly going to see right-handers. Similarly, in low diamond, probably you're going to see Pettit and the PT Elite Justin Steele as the options. So I think you'll probably see enough lefties to justify trying it. But in a cap where you have to only just run one player at the position, it's still more right-handed than left-handed. So I'm not sure. I think I'm going to use this card in a diamond only cap anyway because it comes free. But I don't think this is the card that I would run in a reasonably high, say, diamond cap. Right? There are a couple weeklies now where there's a diamond. I think there's one right now. There's a high iron floor diamond ceiling cap, just firing. This is not a card that I'm going to run at third base there because there are enough righties that I think it just makes more sense to either pay up for Dick Allen or, to kind of do something else.
Some interesting.
I think there are places you're going to use it, but I don't think it's like a must-have card.
Reading some things in the chat here, catching up. Chess Safari, where we're talking about earning the first person to earn 100,000. He said, I know the person who is the first to earn 400,000, but I can't quite tell you because I worked on his tax returns. Well, that's pretty cool story there, Chess Safari, that you have some insider information from the past baseball players. And Canados is saying, got the new A-Rod. Do I sell them? I mean, that's a common question. Do I sell them now or do I keep them? If you can improve your team, I think maybe you sell them while the price is high. Spotlight pack is going to
sell
bring
him
down.
with one caveat. Right now, while he's in spotlights, the price is going to be driven down pretty quickly. So maybe if you get the first sale, it's okay. Once you're getting the fourth or fifth sale, I think if you're going to sell him, you're better off trying to wait a couple of days until he's out of spotlights. And then maybe the price goes up a little. So I do think selling him and rebuying later is usually a good strategy unless you're really ready to max out your league team right now. but spotlight packs just drive prices down. So you want to be a little careful about when you sell.
Yeah, totally agree on that one there. No sell orders at the moment, 420K last 10. So I think that's probably pretty low for him. Well, we'll get to him a little bit later, but let's go on to the next one. Joe Medwick from the St. Louis Cardinals. Again, Cardinals getting some love today. I know,
I don't know.
Charles.
As a member of TBD, am I allowed to talk about Ducky Medwick? There's some history there.
No, just to be safe. No, you're not. No. I know you look at the eye and you look at that eye and go, "Oh, it's glaring. It's so bright."
I wish this card had more eye.
Yeah.
It is a historically accurate card to not have a lot of eye. But I wish this card had more eye. And I think especially as a left fielder, the thing is there are other bats in left field that have enormous power and are low diamond bats, but also have a lot of eye, or even have a lot of left field defense, or some version of both. Like Hack Wilson, for example, is kind of, the immortal seasons Hack Wilson, has probably a little more power than this card, but also has like 115 eye. Or there's the PT Elite Lars Nootbaar that just came out, where you also have the 115 eye and you have a ton of defense, maybe a little less power, but kind of still probably more bat.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get to the trivia after one more card. Unfortunately, I can't take the trivia scores off while it's still going. Otherwise, it's going to reset it from the beginning again. So that's why the scores just remain there until we're actually done. So let's do one more and then we'll finish off the trivia. Willie McCovey. Now, I've been waiting for a Willie McCovey. We got one with the Build a Lineup set last year, so we got it right out of the gates. I know Ezra's been waiting for a Willie McCovey so we can trade him to St. Louis again. What power eye, if they dominate the engine, you gotta love this Willie McCovey, but probably while it's first base, you could probably play him there or DH. Low diamond, is he the new meta, or who do you compare him with in low diamond?
Yeah, I think this is probably the best low diamond bat. But I think the fact that he can play first base means you can also stick him at first base, and put up with the defense and try to actually make him a first baseman. I think I'm at least going to try that. Especially, I might even come close to running this card in full diamond. The bat's pretty close to as good as Norm Cash. But the other thing I really like the decision to put this card out as a diamond and even as a low diamond. This is the kind of card where, I don't want to say bad things about players in general, right? All of these players have skill level that's far, far above anything we have. But I think Willie McCovey is not one of these inner circle Hall of Famers where he's going to be an end game first baseman likely, compared with future things that are going to come out. And I really like the decision to put this card out as a diamond where Willie McCovey is going to see a lot of play, instead of as sort of a first baseman where he's just kind of going to quickly get swallowed. It's perfect where he's going to quickly get swallowed. So I think that's also a really good decision as far as, a way to handle players where we haven't had a version of the card yet, and you really want to put out kind of a peak version of it, but you're sort of caught where if you try to put a peak version of a Willie McCovey out as a perfect, it's just hard to justify making him playable.
Yeah, I completely agree. There's a little bit more realism when you do it this way compared to just pumping everything into bright blue. That was much better than what he was as a player. You noticed that with the Medwick card as well. You said, hey, this reflects his career. And I think with Willie McCovey as well, the fact that he's not 100 is going to those people that enjoy the Giants and McCovey. Congratulations, you're going to get to use him. He's not just going to disappear somewhere on your reserve list. So yeah. Well said. Okay.
I think that's a good decision, because we had this same discussion with a few past cards where sort of they were stuck, Well,
like the Dave Stieb. I know Dave Stieb in your discussion, you said if he was a 99, he would have got a lot more play.
Yeah,
when
I
he
think as a
first came up.
99, you would have been running him in every diamond tournament, and he would have been like the ace that, is the player you loved rooting for. The
Yeah,
guy that, like, it's win day. We need Dave Steve on the mound. If you were a
yeah.
99, you would have been thinking that in every diamond tournament and every diamond cap. Whereas as 100, you didn't kind of get to do that. So I think that it's nice to put out a Willie McCovey where you're giving him the ratings that make sense, but you're giving him this 93 where now as a Giants fan, you kind of get to say, yeah, I've got a Willie McCovey that's going to get to carry my team for a while in the meta.
And there's some humility in this too, because if you really like Willie McCovey and you see the 93 without looking at anything else, you're going, how dare they? He was better than a 93. He deserves to be 100. He was 100 last year. And that's what I would say about Steve too, is like, how dare they give him a 99? He was the best pitcher of the 80s. Like, what are you doing? But this is much more realistic. And in the end, you're going to enjoy this card a lot more than
I
the number.
think it's either this or you put this card out as 100, but then you put it out much earlier in the cycle at a point when he can kind of carry a league team for a while.
Canados enjoying the weather off in Europe there, just sold his A-Rod for
Nice.
$840K.
Oh, is Canados another European? We have a lot of Europeans in chat then.
European from Canada over in Europe, yes. So congratulations.
Well, that's how I got introduced to Perfect Team. So the person that you have to blame for me being around is Cookie, who's a Canadian. Well, I think he's back in Canada now, but at the time he was a Canadian living in Switzerland.
We got a breaking question for you, Charles. I think you should address this immediately.
Would I take Sandy at the end or leave catcher blank? I think if you're taking exactly one catcher, almost no matter who it is, you're probably better off with 0 catchers than one, because the one's going to get tired.
Yeah, and Caged Wisdom agrees with you.
But if you can find a second catcher.
Good to note. Okay, let's go back to trivia. Let's finish the trivia. People are waiting here. Let's not make them wait any longer. On to the next question.
All right, what do we got next? Oh, that's right. We're looking at big contracts. So now Babe Ruth was one of the people a few people thought might have made $100,000 a year. Well, in 1922, he got a record 52,000, but he also got a bonus for every home run he hit. So,
how much was that bonus? $100 for each home run, $250, $500, or $1,000 for every home run. I did not know that. That's pretty cool. So, each dinger.
Yep. And if you hit enough of them, they add up. But how much do they add up to? That's kind of what we're asking.
No wonder he fought with the umpire so many times, because he's like, no. I can't strike out. I need another so-and-so much money. All right, answers are in, and 7 people correctly identified. $500, a lot of money for that time. Yeah. So that added.
I would still take $500 for a homer, right?
I would take a home run. You don't have to pay me. I just have a home run.
Yep.
All right. Rob Deere and Headlights is on a roll. 2 questions in a row that he was the quickest to ring in. I don't know if he's going for first.
Well, I think now he's going for first, right?
Because he's in 4th overall. He kind of has no choice. He's stuck going for first. So there you go. Tessawiji, Sean, Monterdon, and then Rob Deere and Headlights. Next question.
Now, one of my favorite contract incentives, though, is this one. So whose 4-year, $61 million deal with the White Sox in 2011 also included a $25,000 bonus if you won a Gold Glove?
Rios, Burley, Dunn, or Pierzynski?
And I will give everybody a hint that this was not an incentive that was likely to be met.
So pretty safe bet.
A pretty safe bet that the White Sox were not going to have to pay this one out.
I mean, seriously, Charles, if you're making 61 million, 25K is chump change.
But I'm just wondering who it is that negotiated this in the deal. You know?
Yeah. Was he
Um,
close in the voting though, Charles?
I believe they just had him DH the whole year because his glove was so bad.
Yeah,
So,
I think your clue gave it away. Chess Safari, Gabagoo, Statmonger, and Caged Wisdom, the quickest to ring in. Tesuigi playing it safe. Still.
there are a few of these. There are also some relief pitchers that have done things like negotiating a bonus if they're the All-Star game starter, or something like that. Um, I think the most optimistic I've seen, Cesar's Turris had a contract incentive that would pay him a bonus if you won Silver Slugger. But
Next up.
all right. Raleigh Fingers actually grew his legendary mustache in order to win a prize of how much from his owner?
That legendary mustache, was it worth 2,500, 10,000, 800, or 300? I'm thinking this was probably late 70s.
Say 73, I think. I can look it up again.
How much was that mustache worth?
Yep.
I'm sure he made a lot on endorsements afterward.
Now, it is true, Finley was a notorious skinflint. That is absolutely true to Sweetie. But he did give his players a bonus, and that is right. Raleigh Fingers, that whole mustache thing, he didn't have it before then. He grew it specifically for this contest to win $300 from his owner. And then, of course, it just worked, right? So at that point, you just keep it.
Who's going to put up $300 for Charles and I? What do you think, Charles?
You already kind of got something going, right?
$300 for the best mustache come the new version of the game. I think we should have a bet by end of March. Who has the best?
I think you're going to win that one. Maybe you can convince some of the other affiliates to take a shot at it.
Yeah. I don't know a lot of hairy affiliates out there. I don't know. I can't see EVC. Maybe Tesuigi. I think he'd have a pretty dark mustache. I don't know how full it would be. Can't see I Rock this with a mustache. Ezra. Yeah, there's not a lot of facial hair affiliates. All right,
well, it's because you don't have the tradition. You know what? Maybe that's what I'm doing wrong in OOTP. Maybe I have to grow a playoff beard.
Yeah, but I have to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay. Question number 11. We're going to get to some non-baseball questions here fairly quickly.
All right. So Ohtani's getting $70 million a year. The largest contract in the history of the Oakland A's, it was actually only $66 million total. So who signed the largest contract in A's history?
Is Butler, Cespedes, or Tejada?
I feel like Dr. Dynastic would probably know this one.
He probably would. Largest Oakland A's, which is total contract under their payroll for this year for the whole team. All right, answers are in. And
yeah, it was in fact that long ago. Yeah.
I like Rockway. I spent all my 20s with the mustache, then it turned gray. What a waste of youth. I feel you. I feel you. Charles, one day too, you will be gray.
Yes.
Next
but
question.
I don't think I could pull off the Raleigh Fingers mustache.
No, no.
So
Question 12.
and Rob Deere in the headlights in the lead. All right. I figured we got to ask our Canadian question. Who signed the largest contract in Expos history? So we're going back a little bit here.
Ooh, Pavano, Guerrero, Ken Hill, or Larry Walker? There's going to be hedging your bets here, I think, Tessuigi, who's now in second place. Rob Deere in headlights out in the lead. What a comeback from worst to first.
And I guess
Now,
you edited the next couple a little bit. Maybe I'll just read them when they come on screen. How about that?
yeah,
So that
sure. Yeah, because they're fairly short questions, I think.
Yeah.
All right,
I don't know.
answers
Would you have gotten the Expos one? I think I would have guessed. I wasn't sure, but I think I would have guessed this right, just because it sort of made sense.
It would have been tough because I thought, well, maybe Guerrero left because he didn't get what he wanted. I couldn't remember if he did have a big contract still with the Expos. I knew it wasn't Walker or Hill. To me, it would have been Pavano or Guerrero.
Yeah. Well, I see we got everyone kind of split deciding here. And Tessuigi is back in the lead.
He is 3,000 points over Rob Deere in headlights. And at the bottom, Mondella 79, Fussmucker, and Hubert Farnsworth IV are currently the bottom three. Okay, here comes the next question. We're going to read it.
I'll read it when it comes online. Yeah.
Yep.
Because our cracked fact-checking staff had to take a shot at a couple of these. Who earned a reported $17.4 million in the 1999-2000 season as an NHL player, which is actually more than the maximum NHL salary allowed today, by the way.
So back before there was a salary cap, which one of these four Hall of Famers earned $17.4 million for that season? Just for that season.
I guess they also did the whole like sign really backloaded contracts, right?
Yes.
I know the Devils did that for a bunch of players. I'm trying to remember. DiPietro had a huge one too, right? They just signed him for 20 years or something.
And they did that with Kovalchuk with the Devils, and then they had to pay a fine. I think it was like a first-round draft pick or something because they circumvented the CBA.
So they got punished twice because they had to pay a fine and then they had to have Kovalchuk on the roster.
Yeah, exactly. Well, chat handled this pretty well. Nice. 8 people got this one right. It was Jaromir Jagr. Today it is Ovechkin and Nathan McKinnon at 17.5, which includes their sponsorship deals. So they earned 12.5 million from the team and about 5 million from sponsorship. So
yep.
Very close to what Jagr made. That was, and he's still playing hockey. That's why he can't be put into the Hall of Fame yet, because he's still playing hockey in Europe.
Nice. All right.
And there are
sorry, I'm trying to read these quickly, but since we reworded a couple of these to, I can't read them till they pop on screen.
Okay.
Fanatic was immediate on that one.
Yeah. I think Fanatic's probably, is Fanatic going for last?
Trying to figure out who you think would play like the longest. I always figured it would be someone like Pavel Bure, just because of the conditioning. That he'd probably be the guy that sort of played forever.
Chris Chelios and Gordie Howe. You talk about conditioning. How Chelios, Mark Messier was very in shape. So it kind of makes sense, the players that did play the longest. Now they get beat up so much, pounded into the boards, and it's okay. Next one.
Yeah, I could see that. All right. Again, I'll have to read it when you put it up.
Okay.
Edmonton is home to one of the top 2 largest of which of these in North America? And I still think it's the largest. We went back and forth on this.
Ice rink, art museum, ski area, or shopping mall? One of the top two. I think it's second. Warbot thinks it's first.
It depends. It's a question whether you value catch or defense, right?
And it's not crying towels, although it's probably close.
Possible. Definitely possible.
Yeah, the shopping mall does have an ice rink within the mall. You can actually play it. It's a league-sized ice rink within the mall. Pretty cool. So when I looked it up, it said Edmonton was second. When Warbot looked it up, it said Edmonton is first. So it's like when you say the size of a country, some people mix up population and area. I'm wondering if they mixed up, number of stores compared to the square feet. Like, I don't know. I still think
Yeah,
it's
I'm not
Minnesota.
sure.
Yeah.
Um,
I think, yeah, that's the one I came up with first.
but
So
it seems like we still did pretty well with chat. So chat was definitely not confused by it, which is good.
yeah. All right, two more questions to go. And Tessuigi, quickest to ring in. So Tessuigi has expanded his lead once again to about 7,000 points. Fire away.
All right. What do we got? I think, you probably have to.
Yep.
Soon as it
Alberta
pops
is
up.
considered the largest populated area in the world to have gotten rid of which of these? Poisonous snakes, hunting license fees, rats, or marriage license fees? What did Alberta, very conservative province, what did they get rid of?
I like Rob Deere's answer of Americans. I
No,
think
they're
would
still in
Americans be poisonous snakes or rats in this?
They all live in Calgary, unfortunately. And yeah, Fussmucker, good one. Good one. Yeah. Yeah. All right, answers are in.
So now I have to ask an important question, which is, what would happen if you played the Panthers in a Cup Finals?
Well, if it was in Florida, that'd be fine. But as soon as they came here, there might be some arrests. And here we are down to the final question. And
I like it. And Rockway, actually, that's a good question. Do you know how they kind of managed to get rid of rats?
I have no clue. I don't know how you could prevent that, because I guess just inspection at the border of things coming in, but you would think some would sneak up here. Like, they can crawl across the border. There's not like towers watching for rats.
Apparently there is actually some kind of like fence type thing to keep rats out at some of the borders. That's what I was reading.
Oh.
There's a whole
But if you were a rat, would you want to come to Canada anyway? It's so cold here. Like, seriously. I wonder, are there rats in Minnesota and North Dakota?
hold on. I have to give you a link here. I'll put the link to the story of Alberta's rat control program, which includes a history and how to deal with it. But the most important feature is simply called, "Is it a rat?"
Is it a rat? Okay, well, let's finish off the trivia
Finish
first.
off, and then we can put this up. Yeah.
So going into the last question, less than about 1,400 points separating Tessuigi and Rob Deere in headlights.
Gonna be close.
It is going to be close. You're going to have to ring in probably fairly quickly. I think it's an easy question, and I don't think Charles knows the question, so I'm going to have to read it off. So good luck. Our final question. Who does not currently have an LE card still available to be pulled in packs today? John, Suarez, Devine, or McVeigh?
Now, to be fair, this question is as of about 2 hours ago.
Yes. As of Dishnet being on announcing.
Probably still true.
Okay. Oh no, Tesuigi reloaded by accident. So I think if Rob Deere got this one right, but did Rob Deere guess too quickly? Or did he get it right? We will find out. Answers are
Well, you
coming
still
in.
might be going for last. We don't know.
True. Oh, by less than 300 points.
Wow.
Tesuigi
Well done to
pulls it
Tesuigi.
out. Let's see how they answered that question. Rob Deere in headlights got 11,000. And I guess Tesuigi got a 0 because he didn't answer it. Oh, no, there he is there. He got 10,000. So he did ring in, but he rang in just in enough time. So there you go, Tesuigi with the score. I think that's the closest race we've ever had. So what do you think, Charles? We got to give Rob Deere in 5 packs too, right? That was
I
so
think
close.
I think we can do that. Yeah.
Rob Deere.
That seems fair.
Rob,
Did
you're
someone say
going
there's
to
a
get
troll fence in Norway? Yeah, exactly, on Rockaway. I'm glad Norway's finally managed its troll problem.
there. You go. And for the bottom, we're only going to give out the one to Mondella. Is a big enough gap there, 10,000 points. So Mondella 79 with the win there. And Rob Deere, I know your username Tesuigi. I know yours, Mondella. I'm pretty sure you've sent me yours in a whisper before, so I can track that down. But maybe Mondella, just to be safe, send me another quick whisper here. With
All
the
right,
PP.
you have to put up this link I showed you because there are some great images on here.
Okay, let me close that down.
Did you get the link I sent? Otherwise, I can put it in.
You don't come to OOTP every day to get rat talk. What this is from the government of Alberta.
Yes. So they're is it a rat is always a fun question if you really have to ask. But I think the best one is if you go to the history of the program. So they had to tell people that what rats are apparently, and that rats are bad. And they have some images of some of the posters they put up and the things they sent out. So if you scroll down, you'll see some of the images.
Keep rats out of Alberta.
Some of the posters are, some of these, we need, yeah, there you go. You can't ignore look at this poster. It's incredible.
Let's keep Alberta rat free. So here's some enforcement actions too.
Wait, people sued to try to keep rats in Alberta?
Apparently, yeah.
Who's going to sue on behalf of the rats? Like, who's thinking I really think I'd better go to court and try to convince people we need more rats.
Well, look at 1959 compared to 2016. I'd say it's pretty effective.
Exactly, D-Walk. They just switched out communist with rat in the same posters. Oh, that one's great. That is a great poster right there.
Matthew Kachuk. I'd like to report a Matthew Kachuk currently in the Calgary area. Well, not anymore, but he used to be in Calgary.
I was going to go Matt Cook, but
Oh, okay. Jim Poplinski. So there you go. We can report a rat. Aren't you a rat if you report a rat? Like, isn't that kind of...
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, it really should be called like rat on a rat, or...
It's kind of like, immoral if you rat on a rat.
Yeah.
The questions that you come up with, young man. Okay. Oops. And Spore didn't give a card of the week this week. I forgot to ask him what his card of the week, but some of his more
He
recent
was in
ones.
chat earlier. You might be able to.
Oh, did he? Okay.
No, he didn't say anything about this, but I'm saying he was in chat, so you might be able to catch him.
Oh, okay. But I know the more recent baseball reference for his card of the set was the Justin Verlander, of course, a Tiger. He's his favorite pitcher ever, only to second to Curtis Granderson as his favorite player ever. So in honor of the newest baseball reference, I had to mention that, the one right before this, it was the Justin Verlander. It's a pretty good card, isn't it, that Justin Verlander?
Yeah, and I was playing that one for a while, and then now I guess now I'm playing Seaver, who's been I guess I can just say he's been terrific, right?
Seaver has been yeah, he has.
He's been terrific.
How is give us an update on how those cards are doing in Diamond, Seaver and Mel Ott.
Oh, sure. Well, I'd love to show you how they're doing in Perfect, but playoffs.
You
playoffs
gotta win
and all
the playoffs.
that.
Playoffs.
Here we go. So here's how Seaver's doing. Actually, only 8-6, despite really good numbers. So apparently Seaver's not so terrific at getting run support. But I'll take a 2.53 ERA and the rest of the stats on him. Yeah, see, look at this. 6 shutout innings, no decision. 7 1/3, 1 run, 3 hits, no decision. I think it's it's the hitting that's been letting him down. But yeah, Seaver's been really good, and then Ott has also. And for this Ott, I'm currently in Naven, so I'm in a very right-handed heavy park, and this is still what Ott's putting up. So in a neutral park, I'd expect him even to be quite a bit better than this. So Ott's probably the card I was more excited about, but actually Seaver's been really good as well.
Cool. Again, yeah, congratulations on that.
This will help on Sunday.
The odds are it's going to happen for you one time, Charles, here, at least one time. And once you get to Perfect, there's no stopping you.
Just by accident, one of these times we got to beat some people on Sunday, right? Well, I will say one of the things I tried during the PTCS, which worked, we were down 2-0 in a series, we were struggling, and I watched the highlights. You know how you sometimes watch the live highlights, okay? And Dick Allen, who to be fair was leading my team in everything offensively, hit into a double play and got, maybe halfway down the line and then just gave up and went back to the dugout. And so I benched him. And you know what? It sent a message to the team and it worked, and we won that series.
Okay, well, if you don't make the playoffs this week, I expect you to bench Seaver and Mel Ott.
Oh, no, I'm saying you got to find some scapegoat,
Yep.
Just send a message to your team. You need to tell them to play the game the right way.
Thank you, Captain Kegleg in the house. Captain Kegleg with the re-upping on the sub and also giving out 3 gifted subs to the community. So if you're a recipient of the gifted subs, look who got the gifted sub. Dogberry, who got his dream card on Tuesday. Iridescence 93. And a guy you might be familiar with, Your Kidneys, a recipient of the gift sub. And now, speaking of growing a mustache.
Thank you to Captain Kegleg.
Yeah, I think Your Kidneys can grow a mustache based on the hair. He's not named Chewbacca, nicknamed Chewbacca for nothing. Okay.
All right, maybe he'll have to be the Warbot entrant in the mustache off.
Yeah, there you go. All right, let's get to a couple more cards here. We won't go through all of them unless the chat brings up a certain player that they want you to address. We do get a Ken Griffey Jr., finally a packable card, and I know people
it's a packable non-tournament edition Griffey for anyone that wants a Griffey.
Yeah.
It's obviously weaker than the the tournament edition, but that's why this is a diamond.
Yep. So there you go, Ken Griffey fans, Seattle Mariner fans, IBDB, and all of you that enjoy the Mariners, Jeff Steele Flex, I think you enjoy the Mariners with the Cardinals. So you got a packable Ken Griffey.
Yep, and I really like this card, especially against righties. But the one thing about the Griffey, which I don't understand where he gets this right field eligibility from, but the fact that he has it is going to make him a much, much stronger tournament card than if he didn't. Historically, he played, I believe, a total of 2 innings in right field that season.
So yeah, not just a one positional player. You can train him up. I mean, you got a lot of training to go. He's only halfway there, but once he is trained, yeah, you're going to get some use out of him. Let's go to Jim Palmer. Again, one of the more famous Baltimore Oriole players from the 70s. A guy that I can use on my Dave Steam Super 7 team. Good pitcher, BABIP. I would think that for you, maybe the control is a little bit low. Stamina looks pretty good. And the fact that he's not 100, I think, is the biggest win here.
Well, the fact he's not 100 is what makes him sort of most playable. I think there are 2 cards that we can compare that Palmer with that maybe have sort of similar sort of shapes to get an idea of whether you want to run it. So one is going to be this Spud Chandler. So you're getting the same pitcher BABIP, you know, similar in terms of, you know, kind of a high stamina. Palmer's 112 is even better than 100, but you're sort of already in the range where you're not worried about the stamina. You know, he's going to go as long as he's effective. And if you compare Palmer with Chandler, Chandler has a little less control and a little less stuff in return for more home run prevention, but it's probably about an equal exchange. So my guess is they're going to be similarly powered cards overall, where the difference is that because Palmer is the more control heavy instead of home run prevention heavy, maybe Palmer goes to earlier eras a bit better. The other one that has actually the same kind of like higher PBABIP, a little lower control shape, it's a funny comparison, but it's actually this Jose Fernandez. And this is like not that different of a shape actually, except that Hernandez just kind of is getting extra stuff and movement for free. So I think Palmer is going to be a fair bit behind Fernandez and probably similar to where Spud Chandler is.
So, I mean, why not put them both on your team, right? Chandler and Jim Palmer. I mean,
so I think right now in Diamond, probably because I'm playing 3 of the PT Elite cards, Chandler and Palmer would sort of be my number 6 and 7 starters. So I think they barely get squeezed out of the starting rotation, but they're better than all the bullpen arms. So I'm still going to use them on the roster somewhere right now. But if you don't have every single card ahead of it, then you're certainly playing one. The thing is that a few of the ones ahead of it are these PT Elite cards that just came out, which are nice because they're a little bit cheaper the way they're set up. So I think a lot of teams are going to have sort of those 3 diamond pitchers at least.
All right, yeah, and again, here's what could have been for Dave Steeb, didn't work out for Dave Steeb, but works out for Jim Palmer. And Captain Kegleg, as he mentioned in the chat, was his dad's favorite player. And in fact, Captain Kegleg, again, thank you for re-upping the sub there. Red Sox Veritech fan. And Captain Kegleg mentioned to me that he got to see the season and some of the games where Cal Ripken Jr. Was going for the record, or maybe even the game where he reached the record of consecutive games, I believe. So big Boston. So there you go, Charles, another Red Sox fan there for you, a Veritech fan. I don't know if you were a Veritech fan, but also his dad.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, his dad, a huge Baltimore Oriole, Jim Palmer, and Cal Ripken Jr. fan.
Yeah, and I will say, if you're looking at a card like Palmer and saying, look, I love the player, I just want this card, buying him while he's in spotlight packs makes a lot of sense. I think you're going to get a better price on Jim Palmer in the next few hours than you will probably until the second time he's in spotlight packs.
Agreed. Yeah. Get him now while he's in spotlight packs. But usually spotlight packs run for a couple weeks, so he'll probably be in next week as well. So if you don't get him before,
but even though these spotlights in principle are going to be up probably for 48 hours, like they usually are, most people that buy spotlights are actually buying them right away.
Yeah. Right. All right. Well, we're going to pull one in just a few minutes here, right? Chuck Klein. Let's skip. Well, anything you want to say about Chuck Klein?
Bat's really big. You know how we feel about big bats on this stream.
Yep. But you also value defense. And again, he's a 99.
I think Chuck Klein is a really big bat and a DH.
Yes.
In a cap, I would probably play McCovey over Klein because Klein's bat's not that much better than McCovey's, but you're saving 6 points.
Yep. Okay, now the 3 big perfect cards. A-Rod, which EVC pulled today, Canados pulled today and sold him for $840,000. Third base, shortstop eligibility, great defense. Again, is this the go-to guy, or are there meta out there that are better than him in terms of, I don't know who it is.
Am I going to have to say good things about A-Rod?
But it's a Ranger. It's a Texas Ranger A-Rod.
It's not a Texas Ranger A-Rod. It's a third base eligible A-Rod. A-Rod did not play a single inning at third base until after he left the Rangers in his career, right? I have no idea why this card is eligible at third base if he's a Texas Ranger.
Well, unless if it's peak, it would encompass his whole career, wouldn't it?
It's not a peak card, though.
Oh, it's not a peak card? Oh.
No, it's a 2003 Baseball Reference card. And I believe I'll pull it up to make sure, but I'm pretty sure. So I was just pulling up the Alberta page again. There's a pictorial guide to rodents mistaken for rats. So speaking of A-Rod.
Oh, all right, moving on. What do you think about Hank Greenberg?
Hank Greenberg's really good against left. Okay, no, A-Rod, I'm just looking. Yeah, A-Rod did not play an inning at third base until 2004.
What about preseason?
I don't have that on Baseball Reference.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, 2004 seems to be the first time he played any third base whatsoever. 2003, he got 158 games at shortstop, and he got 1 at DH.
Well, according to Izadafo, third base is like DH, so it's kind of the same.
Yes.
All right.
That's true. We know I think Greenberg is worth at least $350,000. You know, Greenberg's just a really big bat. The defense is, fine at first base. Probably I'm platooning him with Browthers. And if I've got Greenberg in a park like Naven, which I'm running, it's possible I'm even just playing him against righties as well because the righty power is worth so much. I think I'm still playing Browthers because it's a pretty big gap. But this card has kind of everything I want to get, right? It's got power, it's got eye, it's got low avoid Ks. This is just a great bat. I think you can probably print a better bat than this over time. So I'm not sure this is an end game card, but right now this is a card I want to be running, in league play for sure.
So Dan Bruthers is now going to become available a lot cheaper on the card shop.
I'm guessing he won't, because if he's, in general, historical perfects that are not in spotlight packs, but are in missions that are blocking people, don't seem to drop in value because there's just not enough supply.
But as a card to
play.
Exactly,
Safari.
Do you guys want to go get a beverage together and just discuss A-Rod and,
No.
No. Okay. So Greenberg, but Greenberg is the new meta first baseman
I mean, we don't discuss 260 hitters.
in any park. In any park, he's your first baseman.
Versus lefties, yes. Versus righties, I'd still rather Bruthers.
Okay. And finally,
but I will say though that 2003 A-Rod does recognize the best postseason of his career.
does he qualify for your Escape from New York theme team?
No, he doesn't.
No. How about Dwight Gooden? Does he qualify?
Gooden does, yeah. He ended up, I have to remember where, but at least in Cleveland, right?
So there you go. Dwight Gooden. So we looked at Flanagan earlier as a 99, or Palmer, sorry, Jim Palmer as a 99. So you see his ratings there. And then we jump 1 point to Dwight Gooden. And yeah, obviously it's better overall.
I think there's a really easy way to kind of show you where Dwight Gooden is. Which exactly, Captain K. Like that's why I said we don't talk about 260 hitters on this stream. So there's a card that I know you're quite familiar with, having pulled recently. Oh, am I not sharing anymore? Okay, I am. Yeah, which is this Arrieta, right? This tournament edition Arrieta, and you ended up, I think you said, deciding to sell it and take the points, right?
Yeah.
So let's look at what you're getting from Arrieta here. You're getting 96 control, 114 PBABIP, 116 homer prevention, 101 stuff, right? And let's just compare that now to Gooden. And what you've got is you've got similar control, similar PBABIP, similar homer prevention, and then Gooden's got, this enormous extra amount of stuff. Right? So they're actually almost the same pitcher except for this enormous extra amount of stuff. So I think that gives you a good idea of kind of where Gooden's going to sit. He's basically a significantly better version of what Arrieta was.
So I got rid of Arrieta just in time. Even though Arrieta can still pitch on many teams, like he's still a really, really good card.
I think you can definitely put both on the roster right now, sure. But both of them are playable. But if you had to pick one of the two, Gooden's the better card. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean Gooden will turn out to be the more expensive card. Remember, all of this is a market game. Everything is about, kind of supply and demand. Because Gooden is a packable and because he's going to be in spotlight packs, it wouldn't shock me if there are more copies of Gooden in existence, by the weekend than there are copies of Arrieta. And so it's possible Arrieta will end up being a more expensive card than Doc pretty quickly. But that's just telling you something about supply and demand. The same way that like the Framber Valdez, in PT Elite is a much cheaper card than, say, Kershaw, right? Yeah. Or is a much cheaper card than Bumgarner or Silver King. But is competitive with those, right? It's probably better than Silver King, even though he's a quarter the price, because there are a lot of copies of Framber Valdez from PT Elite missions, and Silver King is an LE25.
So a few questions here. Let's look at the questions from the chat here. Chess Safari is asking, how does this Gooden compare to the Immortal Gooden?
Much better. We can put up the Immortal Gooden for comparison. I can try to flash them up against each other. I don't actually. You'll notice I actually don't even own the Immortal Gooden. That was one of the cards I ended up skipping. But if we just kind of compare them, yeah, I think it's clear that the Baseball Reference one is just much stronger.
All right. And Caged Wisdom says he's torn on Gooden. Glad we got a better one than IS, but maybe better for end game with Gooden. Do you think this will be an end game card, or can you? It's too tough to tell.
So I think I've kind of said this on my stream. My best guess, it's hard for me to think of any card that has been at the top of the meta for more than about a month and a half so far in Perfect Team. And my guess is, at the current rate, it seems likely that we're going to, Spore would be able to answer this. Maybe this is already public, but my guess is that we're going to keep printing cards until, sometime in February.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm thinking in January,
in
January, early February. I don't think we're not going to go as late as last year. I don't think, simply because the game came out later last year. I'm thinking maybe another 6-7 weeks, maybe. But again, that's all speculation.
I mean, it seems like there's going to be at least 2 more significant sets. There's going to be the PT Elite set, where we've had some of it, but we've been told there's a lot more of that program coming. And certainly, if there are going to be 2 per team, and we can, think of more than one player on some teams that are likely to get a PT Elite card that isn't out yet, there are going to be more PT Elite cards. And then there's going to be something that has sort of the inner circle Hall of Famers that don't yet have a high-end card. Maybe there's a third program as well, but it feels like there are going to be at least those 2. So my guess is that there's basically no card you can print now which is going to survive both of those sets, but that probably the best cards being printed right now like survive the PT Elite set and only get surpassed, in the next one.
Yeah.
But that's entirely a guess based on what's come out so far. I don't have any inside information on this.
Yeah, EBC says end of February. I remember Spore saying in one of the streams somewhere that I think the big sets, the huge sets, I think are going to end of January, early February, but there's still going to be a smattering of other cards in February. So I think in terms of big, huge sets like the Elite or like the Immortals, I think end of January, early February for the big, huge sets.
I've heard you and EBC both say this. Is it actually supposed to be Elite? I just assumed it was Elite, like the,
I'm just copying EBC. He's a trendsetter. I don't know. I'm going with Elite now. All right. I think we had a couple more questions. Someone said, I don't know.
Actually, sorry. One other thing I will mention, and actually, Rockaway makes a good point as well about the bullpen here. The fact that he has these 2 big pitches also means that when this card stops being a top 5 starter, this is a card that will pick up even more of a stuff boost when you move him to the bullpen. So from that point of view, he might last a little bit longer kind of hanging on to the meta than some of the others. So that gives him a little better chance to kind of survive, I guess. But still, yeah, if I had to guess, my guess would be with 2 more major content sets still to come, my guess is he doesn't survive. If there were only 1 to come, my guess would, my guess is the best PT Elite card will probably survive in some form, even if it's not quite the, a high-end starter.
Yeah. Do you remember Gooden last year? Because do you remember because he was the Cooper, was he a Cooperstown Mission Award last year?
I think he was the final platinum one, maybe.
But
I think he was the one you got if you did all of the platinum sets, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Do you remember how he compares to this card we got today? Does it ring a bell?
It's really hard to compare this year with last year because the power creep has been much quicker. So we're already at the point where all of the cards in the current meta, in fact, basically the current diamond meta is ahead of where the league meta was at the end of last year.
Right.
But it's still reasonable, I think, to assume that we're going to keep printing cards that are better than the current ones.
Yeah. Okay. But again, all that's just speculation. We don't know for sure. It hasn't been publicly announced yet. We do know there is an OOTP 25 coming out. That's kind of been, that rumor's laid to rest that it will be coming out with some special new features, as Nicolino mentioned when he was on stream earlier this week, to cater towards players and celebrate the 25 versions that have been out. Well, let's take a look at the Laptop Daily, because I have been eliminated by the team that won yesterday, 4-2. And who else advanced here? The Dodgers. Hoosman, congratulations on making the quarterfinals. We also have the Vikings making it. And any representation from chat? Well, we got Izadafo, who's made the quarterfinals.
I did enter this a couple days ago, I think, and I managed to forget to draft a catcher, which hurt us a little bit in the first round, I think.
And Fussmucker in the chat, the Tasmanian Devils are still in it. So good luck to the remaining 8 teams, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah. And hopefully we'll do better tomorrow. But like I said, this one fills up usually by midnight. It fires off about 11:30 a.m. Eastern. And I better enter now, because I can't miss my own tournament. My goal is to try and get into every one of them. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, yeah. Only 18 people so far. We're safe. Okay. Well, Charles, last thing we're going to do here before we end off is we are going to do our 9-inning baseball game, and then the loser, or maybe both of us, will spend $45K and try to get some of those cards in the spotlight pack. So those of you that are tuning in for the first time, we play 9 innings. Each inning, we each open a standard pack. And in that standard pack, we award points for each of the cards. A perfect or Ellie is worth 7 points, a diamond worth 5, a card from today worth 4, gold card of any historical live is 2, and a mystery card. And I think, let's see, Chess, give us a number today. What is our mystery number?
What we should do is we should get Captain Kegleg.
Oh yeah, because of the Jim Palmer. Yeah, let's go with Captain Kegleg. Gifted out 3 subs today, so let's actually have 2. Chess has given us 68, and Captain Kegleg, give us another number. That we get a bonus point if we pull that card. We'll have 2. That's okay. Let's have 2. Let's add a little more. We're in the baseball boom era here, the power era. We're going to have a lot of runs. If Captain Kegleg's still in the chat. So 68 can't have it has to be between 40 and 99. Has to be a number on the card. So if we pull those, okay, a 44. So we've got an iron and a bronze. 44 and a 68 will be a bonus point. Charles, call the flip of the coin once this practice goes off. What are you calling, heads or tails?
Let's go heads. I think we keep losing coin flips too, don't we?
I do. See, I don't think I've ever won a coin flip. You and Izadafo, you guys are like your AI or something. You know what these are going to be. See, you won again. You want home field, or do you want to go first?
That's a good question. I feel like we should be the home team. I think the home team's had a pretty good record in these, right?
Yep, they have. Okay, let's do this. 9 standard packs. I will lead us off. We'll wait for Charles to share his screen before I open my first one. Who are you going with your pitcher? I'm going Jim Palmer. You can't take him. Sorry.
All right, I gotta go with somebody from today, right? Who are the other pitchers we had today? I'm trying to remember now.
I can tell you.
Have any other pitchers today?
We've had Gooden.
Good. Oh, we had Gooden. All right, I'm going with Doc, of course. How could I not go with Doc?
Well, you could go with someone else. You go with Tommy John. He's a limited edition.
I think if you have a chance to go with Doc, I think you just go with Doc, right? I
Okay,
mean,
if you want to
you know,
go with that.
what else could you do?
I'm just looking if there was anyone else. Was there I think that was it. Was there a Musina card today? I don't think so.
Oh, I think there was a Musina that didn't get shown on stream, right?
Oh, maybe,
I
yeah.
think that's right.
There was. Okay.
Yeah, I
So you
think there
go
was a
Doc
Musina
then?
that didn't end up on stream, but I how could you not go with Doc? I mean, come on. We're
Okay.
going with
All
Doc.
right. All right. Doc Gooden versus Jim Palmer. Go, Jim. All right. First pack. Top of the first inning. 68 and 44. Well, thank you, Captain Kegleg, as you give us a 1-0 lead. Doc Gooden gives up a run in the first inning.
All right. I just had to quick sell a few people because I was actually up against the card limit.
Oh,
Wasn't going to let me open pack. All right, here we go. 68 or 44, huh? It
yes.
is. I got a silver. Actually, I got a silver that is apparently worth something because these missions. So I will. Someone's already at last 10. All right, I'll put it up at last 10 again. So I'll be in line behind the person who's at last 10 if you want. All right, your turn.
All right. Yeah, when Izadapo was on, we were pulling 68s left and right, like every pack. I swear, like 90% of the packs had at least a 68 card in it. It was wild. All right, top of the second inning. And now we're getting the 69s. Go figure.
There's the 69s.
So no score for the Hound in the second inning. What can you
All
do,
right, here we
Charles?
go. We got a historical silver.
Yeah.
Actually worth less than the live silver.
No 68s and no 44s. Let's go to the third inning. Dwight Gooden still on the mound.
Yep.
And
you're getting all the 69s now.
Thanks to GABA. Okay, let's go to the
You
bottom.
called on the
third.
wrong person. All right, here we go.
Yeah. Ooh,
Nothing.
Dancing all around it, but Jim Palmer with the no. Oh, I'm not going to say that. Jim Palmer.
No. Yeah.
Jim Palmer with a good game so far.
With a good start.
Okay.
With a good start.
Top of the fourth, 1-0 game. Still a 1-0 game as we go to the bottom of 4.
Can we turn streamer luck on?
Not up in Canada. No.
Well, hold on. That's a 44.
But it's a tiger. Doesn't it cancel it out?
I don't know. We're gonna have to ask chat for a ruling on that, I guess.
How many tigers are 44? Probably quite a bit, right? Probably quite a few. Okay, congratulations. Jim Palmer gave up a run, broke up the no-hitter with a Garrett Hill home run. Yeah, he came off.
Tigers actually a premium card.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, we go to the top of the 5th.
I would be up for saying every Yankee's a negative point if you want to do that.
Oh, maybe next time. But we'll both have really good golf scores then. Oh, there's a 68. Yes, Safari 68 pays off, and we have a 2-1 game. Okay. If it wasn't for calling on chat to give us a couple numbers, it'd be 0-0.
That's true.
No gold, no diamond.
Hold on. And how about a 68 right back?
And Jim Palmer cannot hold the lead after 5 innings. It is now 2-2.
Franklin Herman looks really upset to be on this baseball card, by the way.
Okay, I'm calling my timeout because I don't want to give you momentum.
All right.
We're gonna go and just
I guess I got to back out also then, just to be fair. You know.
You're such a follower, Charles.
No, no, it's just, if you're going to get to go over to your bench and like discuss strategy, I got to do the same thing, right?
Are you
Isn't
giving
that
your
kind of how it
players
works?
orange slices too? Okay. Top of the 6th inning. Did nothing.
All
We
right,
go to
you ready?
bottom of 6.
Okay, here we go. Ooh, look at that inning right there. We have got a live 68 and a live 44.
Thanks, Chess. Thanks, Captain Kegleg. Thanks.
It was a bad pack, but
It's only 4-2. I am due for a diamond, which is going to vault me into the lead. Let's go. Let's go with the diamond Jim Palmer from today.
all right.
7th inning.
Nothing.
Is Gooden still in the game?
Oh yeah. I mean, Doc of that era never comes out, right?
So we're in the 7th inning stretch. Jim Palmer is going to give it one more inning here. We're going to keep him in for the bottom of the 7th.
All right, here we go. And look at that. Look at this. We got a 68 and a 44, and it's even a 68 Red Sox player.
I see some Boston Red Sox collusion going on here.
A little bit.
All right. We go to the 8th inning. It is a 6-2 game. So what do I need for 4 points? I need a diamond card, would put me in the lead. Or a card from today.
We haven't even had a gold card on stream yet today.
No.
So
This is the longest we've gone without a gold card. That being said, now you're going to bring on a double gold pack. Watch this.
let's
Boom,
see it.
baby.
I want to see it. Let's do it.
I don't see any 68s or 44s there. Okay, got to hold you down. I'm bringing in the reliever. I'm going to bring in Hasagawa. 61 bronze Hasagawa.
All right. All right. Here we go. All right. So we're up 6-2 going to the 9th. I think we've got to give you a chance here. So
Ben Sheets. Please, Ben Sheets.
I'm going to bring in the worst Mets closer I can remember. Did Jorge Julio close for them? I seem to remember he tried to close for the Mets at one point.
I think you should bring in Mitch Williams. He did so well against.
All right, I'm going to bring in Mitch Williams. I'm going to bring in Mitch Williams and give you Joe Carter a chance. But I'll give you the opportunity. If you want, I'll let you open a gold pack instead of a standard. You still need more than just the gold to do it, but at least gives you some points back.
No, I do not take your charity. I will not.
All right.
I am going to win this legit because I would feel bad if I pulled a gold and a diamond and then everyone would go, yeah, but he took it easy on you. No. I'm down 4. I need a diamond. Or
that's a good one, Canados. Todd Jones. We're bringing in Todd Jones to close here.
How about Russell Martin?
No, he actually did pretty well.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Let's see it. I want to see a diamond here, though. This would be good.
Well, I did get a keg. Good. I got a keg leg special. I got the 44. We just couldn't come back. You do have to open your last pack to make it a 90 official game.
All right, here we go. Let's get at least a gold in here. Not even close.
20 packs. Right. 20 packs and I think 2 silver. That was it.
Yeah, I think I had 1 historical silver, maybe a live. But the live was worth more than the historical.
So by a score of 6-3, the home team wins once again. However, Maybe I can do like you and Izadafel, where the loser actually wins because they
All
open
right,
up a good spotlight
we're each
pack.
doing one spotlight.
Yep.
All right, you first or me first?
I think the winner goes first.
All right, we ready? Normally you open a bad pack to get it out of the way, but I think I've opened all the bad packs, right?
Yeah. And then
Hold on. Let
chat
me
took all the
just
good
do the
players.
setting to make sure. Reveal it gold and below. Yeah, that's fine, right? As if we're getting more than that. All right, here we go.
Dallas Keuchel.
That's a card. That is a
But you
card
got a
that is in
60.
spotlight packs.
You got a 68.
I did get a 68.
Yeah. There you go.
That is a
Okay.
card that is in spotlight packs. Yes, it is.
Let's see if we can do what you guys did to me, where the loser got the best card.
All right,
Now,
let's see
now I
one of
gotta
the big
find
new
it.
perfects, like a Doc or you know, this shortstop who shall not be named. Campanella would be a good one. Yeah. All right, let's see it here. That's not bad. That's 2 diamonds.
2 diamonds, at least one of them will be from today. So again, the loser is actually the winner here, I think.
Yep.
And
Normally the rule is you have to just list everything or all but one for sale. But if anyone actually wants any of the cards I've got, I'm happy to list them.
I know I have to list one of those diamonds. So chat, get ready on the card shop because one of you are going to be the benefactor of one of those diamonds.
If anyone wants any of these bronzes, let me know and I'll happily list it.
Let's take a quick peek at who is an option here. And who do I want? Do I want Joe Black? I think I want Home Run Johnson.
Home Run Johnson would be great. Yeah.
Who else is good here, Charles?
There are a bunch that are worth something. I think the Home Run Johnson would be probably the most valuable. Joe Black's a really good card. Cliff Lee, Spud Chandler. Beckwith's a really nice card and playing in a bunch of tournaments. Or just something new you can sell.
All right. If I have to call one, I'm going to call Carl Glass. Who are you calling?
I'm going. You know what? Got to go big. We're going. We're going to see if he can hit the home run.
Okay, Home Run Johnson.
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
I think we got to see if you can hit a home run. You know, literally. You got 2 shots.
Let's go with this one first.
Oh, we got a new Mike Mussina.
Synchronicity talking about whether he was in packs, and Mussina said,
he's in packs.
Yes, Lap, I am in packs. There we go. You know what? Jim Palmer let the team down. Mike Mussina said, I'll save it. I'm going to come in.
That's true. That's true. If Jim Palmer lets the team down, you just, go on to the next one, right?
Okay. Okay. Wasn't a Palmer, but it was a Mussina. So this is the card I'm probably going to sell. Let's see what we got.
Let's see another new one, though. Let's see a fun.
Oh,
I think that's also a spotlight one, right? Because it's a baseball reference. So we don't know which of those is the spotlight and which was the freebie, but you got them both.
Okay. Well, chat. Let's start with.
I think actually you come out as the winner here.
Barely. Yeah, barely. Finally, after watching you guys pull all those Eric Gagne, Willie Mays, so-and-sos, let me sell some of these off. All right. 28. Jack. If you want this card here, I'll put them at 101, bare minimum. And I think it's going to be LB's. I think I'm going to keep Musina. So chat, I'm going to put him up for all fives. All fives. If you want this card, Diamond plus NL Silver Sluggers as part of my losing bet. I got to sell it to chat at a good price. This is going to go fast, Charles.
That one might go pretty fast if you're selling it on stream. Yeah.
There you go. Just watch on screen for card to be sold. Wait for it. Wait for it. How much is this Musina? It's pretty good. Yeah. And again, missions will be coming out at some point in time. Okay. Well, I don't feel as bad. Thank you, Keg Leg, and thank you, Chess Safari, for coming up with the two numbers for today. Charles, congratulations on winning 6-3. And I think that's another wrap on the HAWC Report. Any closing comments about the cards?
I, on the other hand, do get to feel as bad because clearly I'm actually the one that lost in the end.
Yeah, finally.
Finally.
Well, good luck in Diamond this week. Hope you can make your way up to perfect. And for everyone else, good luck in your perfect teams this week. Tomorrow, don't forget, Rich Grisham is going to be doing an OOTP stream sometime in the afternoon. So check out your Twitch. Get your Twitch drops tomorrow from Rich Grisham on a Friday, doing his Twitch stream. Warbot will be on at some point, I think, with Isadafo. That's probably going on as well.
And actually, yeah, I guess I can mention that as a preview, right? That actually, I think we might have something fun that we'll be able to announce on stream.
Okay.
Depending on Spore and I are working on something that we're hoping to be able to announce on stream, but stay tuned for that.
Oh, if I had a guess, I think I might know what it is. But I suck at guesses, so. All right.
This is actually something I don't think we've discussed, but I'm happy to tell you about it after the stream because you'll probably be interested in it, but it's not something we've discussed.
Insider information. Thank you guys for the follows today. Thank you for re-upping the subs for those of you that did that. Thanks, Captain Kegleg, again for gifting out some to the community. It is a great day for baseball. Enjoy the day. I am back Saturday after EVC's Ripapalooza. I'll be opening 200 packs on the Gladiator team as we try to make it to perfect before Charles. Let's do it.
I like Gabagoo's theory, but...
Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, give what you can, take what you only need. Remember, holidays are coming up here for many people that are in an unfortunate situation. So if it's a food bank, if it's helping out, whichever way that you can give your time, your energy, or even some of your money, I'm sure people would appreciate it. We are going to raid over, I think. Is Dr. D going today? I don't see him on stream.
Is Dr. D going? I assume Dr. D's going.
He's usually going by about now, but I do not see him.
Oh, hey, thank you to Captain Kegleg. Sorry, I just noticed a gift sub.
Did he give one to you?
He did.
He did? Could it have to do with you being a Veritech? Are you, okay, now that he's gifted you a sub, are you really a Veritech fan?
Yes, really a Veritech.
No, notice he didn't answer the question, Kegleg. He did not say he did not.
Absolutely a Veritech fan. I still feel like Veritech's the guy that they could have made manager. I think probably they will make a manager at some point.
Oh, yeah.
But that's got to be one of the best like actual positive trades in Red Sox history. You know, we have all the history of like the really bad trades, and Veritech's the one that we actually, you know, got the good end of. So
wow, yeah,
got him for Heathcliff Slocum. So who you know was not a bad reliever, but
well, I can.
we got Veritech and Derek Lowe.
I do have to run. Otherwise I would stay on a little bit longer and wait for Dr. D. But gone as long as I can today, and I've got 2 minutes left. So Charles, thanks again for being on the HAWC Report. And
Thanks a lot. Yeah, always fun. I'll tell you about the other thing off stream because you may want to be part of it, but we're not quite ready to. I do promise there's something fun coming. We're not quite ready to announce it. So.
All right. And stay tuned if you missed your drops with Dish tonight because he was a little bit short from that 90 minutes. So hop on tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern and watch the replay. You can pick up any of the drops that you missed, or if you missed the whole stream, watch the whole stream and catch the new cards that are released today. Limited edition, Tommy John, and then 3 perfects. Can you name them, Charles?
From this week?
Yeah.
I can definitely name 2 of them.
That's what I thought. I wanted you to say his name. Say his name, Charles.
Can I do the Rick Perry thing? It was, there was Doc Gooden, and there's the other guy. The other guy, what's his name? Yeah. Doc Gooden and there's Hank Greenberg, and then there was oops.
He's like Canadian, eh? Isn't he Canadian? Yep. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if you remember that one. One of the great moments in American politics. So one of our presidential candidates kind of went to a debate and was saying like, "I'm going to eliminate 3 government agencies," and then he sort of could only name 2 of the 3 that he wanted to eliminate. It didn't go well for him.
I think the FBI is here, Charles. I got to run. So thanks for getting me into trouble with you American law enforcement officials. I did pay my taxes. I did. Okay. All right, Charles. See you next time.
But did you buy your media license? That's the big one they always used to get me for. All right. Thanks a lot. I'll see you.
A wonderful day. Remember, we're here for a good time, not a long time. So have a good time. The sun can't shine every day. I forgot to mention, Charles, I don't know, because you were traveling. Let me turn that music off for a sec. Just give me a sec. But you were traveling when we did the first 3 Amigos, and I put together a series of clips, celebrating DishNet and some of the great calls he's made on TWIP. Did you see that clip?
No.
Okay.
I should take a look then.
Let me just show you the last couple of minutes, because I think you'll get a chuckle out of that. Okay, let me bring this up here. I won't play it all because it's about 6 minutes long, but here's a little clip of that. Let me put on that.
Boston Red Sox, it is right-handed starter Roger the Rocket Clemens. Ooh, this is a hot card. Hot card right here. It is 100 overall. Ron Santo. 100 overall. Ivan Punch Rodriguez.
I love the way Dish does these, you know?
1990 Oakland Athletics. The 1990 American League MVP, Ricky Henderson. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you.
Was that Doc in the end dancing?
100 overall. Catcher, Josh Gibson. This next guy, we're going to go back to stimulating y'all's 12-year-old brains here, because our next guy comes to us from the 1945 Chicago White Sox. It is 69 overall. Pretty nice player, Johnny Dickshot. Let's go to the power era. And, you know, the power era was a time power.
Do you have the
Rob
one
Thomas,
where he did
2023.
the Edwin Diaz entrance? That was a classic.
Ladies and gentlemen, our final card of the evening is 100 overall. Oh. No. Okay. Okay. I think we got. Okay. I think Paul's trolling me again. With this one. Tony Suck. We had to bring up Tony Suck at some point. This is not an actual card. This is not an actual card. Good. That's a good joke, Paul. That's a good joke. This guy, actual ball player, and he sucks.
I wanted to make sure you saw that, Charles, because I wanted to include that. Of course, the player that we mentioned quite a bit, and so I thought I'd bring you back on and show that.
You know, I'm telling you, if I ever am invited to do a content set, I'm not telling you the other cards that are going to be in it yet, but Tony Suck will be in there.
As he should be. All right. Thanks again, guys. See you next episode.
Thanks a lot.